This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Hello and welcome to WIC, Women in Conversation. This is where women sit together to discuss things that are happening amongst us, especially the women. Do we talk about men? Yes, we do sometimes, when it is very, very necessary, especially when we're talking about marriage, talking about DNA and all that. But this is a room for women where we discuss, where we'll laugh, where we'll chit-chat, as you might call it. Anyway, it's a new episode, new production, and I am saying Happy New Year to you viewers. It's been a while, so we say Happy New Year and thank God we made it to 2026. Anyways, like as usual, I don't do this alone. I have my pretty women, my guests, always here to analyze some of the topics that we'll be discussing today. And on my right, I have Princess Edith Madejemo, who is a household name. She is the CEO Golden Touch Collection. Edith.
Good morning, Happy New Year, and thanks for having me.
Happy New Year, and welcome as usual. And to my left, we have Ayo. The thing about Ayo, let me talk about Ayo before introducing her. I have been pursuing Ayo to join us on WIC because she has a lot to talk about. She has a lot to educate us on. But of course, Ayo is a very busy person. Thank God she made it through to us today. She is Ayo Ali Balogun. Ayo Ali Balogun is a management consultant. Ayo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're so pretty. I told you behind the camera, I like your earrings, so I'm going to take it. Anyway, thank you for joining us again. And let's just go straight to today's discussion. Ladies, it's been a problem, mothers, especially these young mothers these days, they shy away from discussing the adult talks with their daughter. And so the question is, when is the right time to start the discussion with your daughter on adult talks? I know you understand what I mean when I say adult talks. Princess, let me start with
you. I'm actually on that table right now.
Wow.
And at times it gives me goosebumps when I'm talking about it. But what do we have to talk about it? As an intentional parent, you just have to be open to some extent. I don't think there is a perfect time for it, in as much as you watch your child or your girl child growing from 7 years, you can start at least educating her about herself. Then thereafter, from 10 years, I think you can start introducing some talk to her. Especially, I have this topic I introduced to myself and my daughter, mom and daughter night. We used to do it every Friday or Saturday night. At times, once or twice in a month, we do it. And that is the time we talk.
How old is your daughter, if I might ask?
She's almost 10. She's 9, going to 10. So we have mom and daughter nights, and at times, these nights are the nights we talk. At times, she would jot some things down about me that she want to tell me. Or about me, because I used to tell her, what do I do that you don't like? We parents, we can be somehow at times. So, and she will put it down. She's looking forward to that mother and daughter night that she'll tell me, Mommy, you used to do this and I don't like it. It makes me sad. As those points that she pointed out to me that makes her sad, I have to look into it. At times give her excuse. Then that is the time I have to talk to her about this adult talk. It's never too late when you start from 8, because you don't know where they go. You can't be with them all through. They go to church, they go to children party, you may be there. They go to school, you may be there with them at that children party, but you won't be playing with them. Maybe you just sit at the corner where the parents sit, and they will mingle with their friends. They go to school. You don't know what the other parents are teaching their children. And some of these things come from school. Do you understand? So I would say from 8 years, because from 8 years, an 8-year-old girl child should understand what you are talking about. We're able to get the message. You understand? So I would say from 8 years, you start telling them their body and how to associate with the opposite sex.
Okay. Thank you, Princess. Now, Princess had said from 8 years, but some mothers will tell you, 8 years child is a child, is a baby. I'm still, bathing for her and all that. I don't want to start talking to her about the adult talk at 8 years. Do you agree with her, or what exact time do you think is the right time for one to start discussing adult talk with the children? Let me remind you that some children, like you said, at 8 years are fully blown with everything. Everything. When I mean everything, yeah. I have seen a lot of them. So when do you think is the right time to start talking?
So personally, I think much earlier.
Okay. Earlier than 7?
Earlier than 7. And I must mention this. I don't know if you remember this lady, Auntie Jessica Obioma. She used to be there. And she told me many years ago and said, have you educated your daughter on her body and private? My daughter was 4 years at that time.
Wow.
I thought, strange. She said, no.
She's a child, because you still have some children wearing Pampers at 4.
Right. So I remember visiting her and she said, no, you tell her, here, if anybody touch you, no. Because abuse, someone who, who is looking for a prey would not leave children under 8. As long as a child begins to, the cognitive, develops and the child can assimilate, you understand, you begin to, in the language that the child would understand, you get. Even when they're playing, nobody touch you here, don't, like that. Break it beat by beat. You'd be surprised that by age 8, like you said, a lot of children, I know when I was much younger, a girl had started her monthly period at the age of 8.
Wow.
So you can imagine such a girl. Of course, she has womanly body and everything. Now, what do you think would happen if that child hadn't been well groomed?
Okay, that's it.
You understand? Now you also have some children are very adventurous. They're curious. There's so many things online today that they see and they want to explore. You see young children, I query a lot of the Nigerian movies where, they're very explicit when it comes to trying to describe adult scenes. And I think the Census Board should look into that. I think it's just too much for me. So I think the earlier, as soon as a child can recognize and assimilate, 8, 2, 3, nobody touch you here, okay? Anybody touch you there, you tell mommy. Because it starts a predator starts to groom a child. I say, if you tell your mommy, I'll beat you. If I tell your mommy, I kill you, I'll kill your mommy. You understand? So you want to start building the confidence of that child as early as possible. And I love what you do, Princess, with your daughter, the mother and daughter. I wish, I had
talk. Yeah.
The mom. Yes, I wish I knew that when my child was that age. But I think that's brilliant, and I'm going to propagate it. It's brilliant, and I love the fact that you are encouraging her to pen down her thoughts about your actions.
You. Yeah.
I remember once my daughter said to me, I was like, tell me, and she was like, no, I don't want to tell you, because if I tell you now, when you're angry, you will say it.
Oh shit! I know how you feel that.
I know.
And it never left me. It never left me.
Okay, so let's come to that. What did you think you did wrong that made her to, get to that extent of saying, if I tell you this, the day you're angry, you bring it up to use it against me? Where did you go wrong in this?
So, with parenthood, nobody has a manual. So you
Definitely.
come up, and then life has a way of, forming you. And you, the kind of person you are, determines. So this is me, who is a go-getter. And then my daughter, at that time, was a very quiet introvert. You could hardly hear her. So, I become very exasperated. I told her.
Because you're not acting like me.
Like me.
Why are you this quiet?
And guess what?
Yes, firebrand now.
firebrand.
She was just forming. She was just
forming.
yeah. She was
No,
forming.
well, that's language, forming. No, I don't think she was forming. She was watching you.
Yeah, no, so
No,
when she
that was
forming,
her forming stage. Her
you know,
forming stage
molding,
in life.
molding,
Yes,
okay,
was
yeah.
molding.
Okay.
That's what I
Yes,
mean by
yes,
that.
okay.
See, it comes in. Sorry, darling.
Yes.
It comes in different way. Like your daughter said, if I tell you what you do now, if I tell you what's happening, you use it against me.
Yes.
I just imagine how you feel. It has happened to me actually. My own was smacking. So like you did something, I'll smack you. So there was something happened in school and she didn't tell me. I get to know, I think the third day or the other day, and I queried her. She said, I said, you told me everything. Because I made it a point of duty that when I come to pick her, right from the car, we're already discussing.
How did the day go?
Even if I'm on call, once I drop that call, start telling me, start talking. Don't wait for me to ask you. We started it when she was little. So start telling me what, the things I couldn't enjoy when I was growing. I want my daughter to enjoy it. I learned, I enroll in all these different platforms, just to learn how to be a better mother, a better parent. I do. So I ask, I say, once I drop my phone, anything you think you should tell me, start talking. Don't wait for me anymore to start asking you. So I got to know 3 days after, and I asked her, why didn't you tell me? She was mute. For some time, I was like, am I talking to you? She said, yes. Did you hear what I said? She said, yes. I said, why didn't you tell me? And she said, if I tell you, you will smack me. You know, that's just as you said, it got to my brain like, so this girl can keep secret from me because I will smack her.
So how did you correct that?
Oh, so whenever she tells me things that would have made me smack her, I will not smack her. I will just hold on and correct her. That part, you know, I would have beat you. But I don't want to beat you so you can keep telling me.
Okay.
Are you getting me? So because of, after that scenario, such a thing never happened.
Ayo, I have had a young lady who came to meet me and said to me, I like the relationship you have with your daughter. I have just one daughter. I have the relationship you have with your daughter, but I do not have that relationship with my daughter. My daughter was actually very grown up at the time she was talking to me about it, but her daughter was about 7 or 9, so she doesn't have that relationship that her daughter prefers to go talk to her dad. And then most times when her daughter wants to use her undies or, you know, zipper, she goes meet her dad. Daddy, do my zipper for me. Where do you think that mother went wrong for the daughter to have stayed away from her and rather talk with the father?
All right, so a lot of women, you know, query, oh, my children prefer the father, or that this.
I don't say anything wrong
I don't
about
say
it.
anything wrong with that. And I think, you know, the father also has a right to enjoy special bond
With the daughter.
with a daughter and with a son. So, you know, we can't tell, even as adults, we don't choose who to love
At
or
all.
who we fall in love with romantically. And now when it comes to bonding, you know, there's this special thing that it just happens. I don't think the mother went wrong, and I don't think she should beat herself over it. She should leverage on the father and daughter relationship to get, you know, her own space, which is, you know, complements that relationship, encourage the relationship, and the girl will begin to trust her enough to say, oh, mommy's chill with this, and bring her in. I want to have her as the third man in that relationship instead of trying to, you know, form her own and by breaking it. I don't think so. I think the father has a right to have a special bond with his daughter, and I don't think the mother went wrong. And she should just leverage on the special father and daughter relationship, which I love, you know, and promote it, encourage them, and they would naturally drag her along. I think.
Fantastic. They will naturally drag. I just hope she's listening because she was very worried. She came and then she was complaining. My daughter doesn't have this bond you have with your daughter. But I built that bond with my daughter.
It's not a one-day thing.
It wasn't a one-day thing. Just like she said, I started this mother-daughter talk. I made her to know that she has to tell me everything. She's free to discuss anything with me. And then we became very close, you know. In fact, Don't worry. You
Up
see the
till
two of
now.
us, you think we're friends. Yeah, she's very grown now. Anyway, let's go on a short break. We will be right back to continue this discussion. It's WIC. Welcome back. It's WIC, Women in Conversation, and we're still here. I still have Edith in the house, and then Ayo Ali Balogun is still here. We were talking about the right time to discuss adult issues with your girl child. But anyway, everybody here has said their own how to handle it and how to go about it. I just hope you viewers out there listened and learned from these two women here. So we're going to be moving on, still on the girl child. Yes, a lot of people will say is a boy child not a child. The boy child is also molested. Okay, it's not just the girl child, but it is very common with the girl child. We have seen very recently where we see 11-year-old girls being pregnant. We see the pictures and videos everywhere, and it's beginning to become a thing of concern. So that is why I chose for us to discuss this today. A boy child is also very, very molested, just like a female child. But let's move on to the girl child. Still on the girl child, dating. When is the right time for a girl child to start dating?
Right. Sorry. So before I go into that, permit me, I'm also very passionate about the boy child. The boy child, any child, male or female, is vulnerable
Very, very.
and must be educated. You have, boys child sodomized by older caregivers or people around, or also explored to adults things by the older female caregiver.
True.
So it is important, whether you have a girl child or boy child, to educate them on how to keep their private. So back on track. now.
Thank you for that. So back on track. When do you think is the right time for a girl child to start dating? We are concentrating on the girl child today. We
Right.
could bring in the boy child later on, but for the girl child, when is the right time for a girl child to start dating? Romantically.
Romantically. Now, so when you say dating, I found that in recent times that, so I think our generation would say dating is, immediately you're kissing, you're going to bed and all of that. But apparently, when you say dating, it's just you're going out for drinks, you're going out for movies. Then from the dating stage, you have the talking stage, and then the define. So there are different stages according to the millennials and the Gen Z.
Yeah, yeah.
So now, for the girl child, any child, especially female, who is smart enough to get into the adult space, that is the university, is open
For dating.
and susceptible to things like that. Now, you can imagine a girl child. So this child goes to university at the age of 16 or 17. I think there was a law. I don't know if they reversed it now that the girl, you can't get into university in Nigeria until you're 17.
Yeah. That law just started last year, sometimes last year.
3
yes.
years ago. 3 years ago.
Was it 2-3
Yes,
years ago?
I think yes, maybe to 2024 or early 2025. So, but if a girl child is old enough to get into university, smart enough to get into university, and finds a guy that she finds, to be honest, all of us at some point when we were in secondary school had crush on one person or the other.
Sure.
But in the university, you can encourage, because most, and from experience, I'll tell you that it's actually better for them to begin to have an open mind about having, healthy relationship, not amorous relationship with opposite sex, not that early. So when we say dating, are we talking about just going on, my friend is visiting me and the works? Yeah, I think 8, 16, as long as you're in the university, I'm cool with that. But even if you're in the secondary school and, they do the dating, but they won't call it dating, they call it hangout. So we need to define clearly what we mean by dating.
And that is why I said dating romantically,
Right.
not the hangouts. It's not even hangouts. We hear children say, I'm going for a sleepover in my friend's house.
Oh.
Yes, a sleepover. So we're going to be touching the sleepover thing because I have a friend that has a particular issue about her daughter going for a sleepover. She also came to report that case to me. But let's go to you, Edith. Let's talk about the dating before we go to the sleepover.
To me, I won't say there's a particular age frame for dating. But like she rightly said, when a girl child is smart enough to be in the university, I think she's open for anything that comes to dating. Because in the university, you have missed people, you have people, or you have people that you crush on, that crush on you, and I think at that stage you can express yourself, and another guy also is bold enough to express themselves. Unlike when they were in the secondary school, at this stage they are very expressional, and you are open for that. Then you should prepare your child, your daughter, ahead of this stage. Although they should also prepare their mind ahead of it, that okay, now you, my daughter, you are going to the university. Mind you, are going to come across Peter, you're going to come across some men that will admire you. Admiring you doesn't mean they want to take you to bed. You can associate, you can date anybody, but not the romantic part of it. You understand?
Yes.
Not going to bed. Then while dating, communication, like you said, stage by stage, communication, going out for lunch, for dinner, at times you party. It's an agreement. From the beginning of that dating, you spell out what you want. You understand? We want to just be friends. I love you and I like you. Let's be friends until I get to 20.
Don't you think that word love is heavy for just being friends? I mean,
No. It can't be heavy. You can love somebody and still respect that person's opinion.
No, but that's actually what love is. Love
Yeah.
is respect.
So I love you and I want to date you. You can accept to date the person. I'm not going to bed. I'm not romantically entangled.
And that's where...
Are you getting it? Then you can be there for each other. You can have lunch together. You can go to party together. And you can still remain clean. Until the time that appointed time that you said, okay, you can just reach an agreement like, I want to be 20. I want to get to 21. I want to do it when I'm a graduate.
Okay. We'll
you get
come
it?
to that. Yes. Let's
now,
go to you.
It brings us back to those adult education you've been giving your child.
Thank you.
So it's cumulative. Now you now see how successful you can measure your performance by how your girl child responds to all of this. Now she has a freedom. Has she all of a sudden forgotten all the education you have given her over the years? And that is where you also don't sit back or rest on your oars as a mother. You still go on, Let the girl child be open to, exploring.
But you know that in this Gen Z age, they are actually very different, okay? Back when they get to school, all the children are coming from different homes, different upbringings, different background. What you told your daughter is not what I probably would have told my daughter. Do you know there's some parents, there's some mothers who would say, if you meet a senator, that will spoil you. Go ahead to do that.
Oh, you
Yes.
have parents that can encourage their children to do all sorts.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I've
So
had some
how
friends.
do you maintain that that's good upbringing, that's good conversation you have had with your daughter before going to the uni? How do you continue to maintain that so she doesn't get to be lured by a child coming from a different background?
Constant talking. I would say, like she said, you don't relax. Like you've done your part. The rest is left for her to decide. You still keep talking. Keep still talking, and once in a while, talk to her, call her. You can bump into her. I like to do that once in a while. Just go to school unannounced, and you know where your child is. Like all the teaching all along, she has to put them to practice. If you have been teaching her from the age of 9, 10, and now she's free. There are some children that are free. When they see freedom, it look as if you'll be caging them. They'll just go haywire. But there are some children, even when they have that freedom, they will still be able to maintain that, character that they brought from the house. Like, okay, this is what my mom said I shouldn't do. I shouldn't be found in this company. I shouldn't be found in this company. But mind you, evil communication corrupts good manners. It does happen. It does.
So
work.
that's what I'm
There are some
saying. How
kids,
do you
even
curb
when you
that?
even when you dividend all the home training, all the training that you think you should give your child or your daughter, when they go out there, they do something else. Some children are actually two-faced. I'm sorry to say, some children are two-faced. They come home, they are very innocent.
Sorry.
They are very innocent. They are very decent. They are very calm and reserved. If you see them out there, if you have a picture of how your daughter behaved out there, you will be able to.
Let's take it from Edith
contain
saying
it.
some children are two-faced. How do you identify a child that is two-faced?
So, by and large, all of these things, the adult talks you have with your child, it's not just the adult talk you have with your child. You have other talks too. What is your value as a woman? Are you able to communicate your value as a woman to your husband, to your daughter, to your son? What is the value as a family? These are the things that you have to build over time. This family should be known to be a family of peace and integrity, accountability. It's not a function of somebody knocks and, who is that? Tell them that I'm not in the house. Tell them I'm not in the house. It's the landlord has come to go. Your child
passing the
learn
message.
not just by what you say, but by what you do. So when they now have the freedom, because over the years you have exemplified true leadership, the type of leadership that you would want to see in your child. Parents get asked, would you want your child to act the way you have acted in certain situations?
Oh, okay.
They keep mute.
Yeah.
Keep mute. So it bothers on values.
Okay.
They
We
said-
are going to be rounding off this episode. Just 1 minute, one word, not 1 minute, one word to mothers out there.
Train up a child in a way that he will grow. That when he grows, he will not depart from it.
Ayo.
As a mother and as a caregiver, love. And be free to express love. Let I love you not be a once in a while thing. You may not have the opportunity tomorrow to say I love you.
Wow. Whew, we've come to the end of this episode. Actually, Edith said train up a child properly. Let me, brief it there. And Ayo says love. Learn how to love and let the love not be a one-day thing. Continuously. That's what he wants there. Keep telling your daughter, I love you. Even your boy child, I love you at every minute. Anyway, it's been an amazing time out with these women. Thank you so much, Edith, for coming. And thank you, Ayo, for being here today. And it is a wrap here from us here on WIC. We'll see you next time.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
It's always an exciting time to have you join us on the program Heritage with yours sincerely, Oloije Oyehokai. Today on Heritage, we will be going to Benue State to go look at the Swange dance. Now, this dance is energetic, and when it comes to rhythms, it comes to music, it comes to dancing, and not to leave the drum beat. Yes, the Benue people, they are definitely ready for you today as far as culture and tradition is concerned. So let's go over to Benue State and look at Swange dance. Don't go nowhere. This is Swange dance, popular among the Thief people of Benue State. The dance is one of the best dance in Africa. It is indigenous. The Thief people are from Benue State, the Middle Belt region of Nigeria.
Benue State is also rich in food. And that's why they're called the food basket of the nation. Benue State, when you tap into their wealth of agricultural potentials and all that, you discover that yes, Benue State on its own has built the nation. But let us work together to promote the agricultural activities and all the cultural activities in Benue State. Thank you so very much.
Swange dance originated in Benue Valley of Nigeria, Middle Belt region, blending cultural expression from the Tiv, Idoma, and Igala people, often called the boneless dance due to its fluid, rhythmic motions. It serves as a social, recreational, and celebratory performance. The Swange dance evolved as part of the rich cultural heritage of the Tiv people. Swange dance is characterized by slow rhythmic contortion that can accelerate on in tempo based on the agatia flute. The music incorporates a mix of traditional Tiv and Hausa instruments, driven by the agata flute or Gido. The Swange dance are integral to Tiv culture, reflecting joy, community, and social solidarity. Wonderful attire, wonderful display, and definitely an energetic one at that. We'll be seeing again next week for another exciting time on Heritage, getting you closer to your culture and tradition. That is what we know how to do best. Till then, to have yourself a blessed day and an exciting week ahead of you. Bye for now.
This is Anegbete community situated in Isako Central Local Government area of Edo State. It is an agrarian community with united people that promotes unity and oneness for peaceful coexistence. The inhabitants of the community migrated from Benin, the cradle of black civilization, a kingdom where king is truly king. The ancestors of Anegbete saw that age was the main determinant of leadership in the rural setting, and the eldest man in the settlement was regarded as the leader who presided over meetings, and his authority is held in high esteem. To further strengthen this unique system of leadership, age group evolved in Anegbete. In Anegbete, age group is categorized into two, that is the common and the noble. Anegbete is rich in cultural heritage, as the community at noon saw the commitment of the festival with the first set rolled out in beauty colors to showcase their might and strength, indicating their feet and ready for the responsibilities behold on them. The streets in the community with a feed up of young men and women adorned with the festival. Later, the royal family takes the stage as their children fight out royally and work in the community to showcase their might and fitness.
My leader.
On today's edition of Market Survey, we take an in-depth look at the price of rice, one of the most important staple food consumed by Nigerians. Rice is eaten in every home across different cultures and regions. Because of its importance, any change in the price of rice has a direct effect on households and the economy. To fully understand the current price of rice in the market, it is important to first examine its journey from the farm through the processing and finally to the market where consumers make their purchases. Rice farming begins with land preparation. Farmers clear bushes and prepare the soil to ensure it is fertile and suitable for planting. In some areas, tractors are used, while in others, farming is done manually. After land preparation, rice seeds are planted. Some farmers plant seed directly into the field, while others raise seedlings in nurseries before transplanting them. Water is a very important factor in rice production, as rice grows best in flooded or well-irrigated field. During the growing stage, farmers regularly monitor the rice plant. Fertilizers are applied to improve yield, while weeds and pests are controlled to prevent damage. This stage requires time, patience, and consistent care. When the rice plant matures, the color of the grains changes from green to golden brown. This indicates that the rice is ready for harvesting. Harvesting is carried out either manually using sickles or with the help of machines. After harvesting, the rice is spread out and dried to reduce moist content. The dried rice is taken to rice mill for processing. At the mill, the husk is removed and the rice is cleaned and polished. Once processed, the rice is bagged and prepared for distribution to various markets. From the rice mill, bags of rice are transported to market across the country. Transportation plays a major role at this stage, as rice often travels long distance before reaching the market. Now to the market. Different rice varieties were observed, including locally produced rice and imported brands. Traders revealed that rice prices varies based on quality, grain size, and availability. Rice is sold in full bags as well as in smaller measures to meet the needs of different consumers. We would recall that years past, the price of rice was on the high side in many markets. During that period, the cost of bag of rice increased significantly, making it difficult for many households to afford. According to traders, several factors contribute to the increase. One major factor was limited supply, especially during the off-season when rice production was low. High transportation costs also play a key role. The increase in fuel prices made it more expensive to move rice from farm and mills, and these costs were transported to consumers. In addition, fluctuation in foreign exchange affected the price of imported rice. Importation challenges and government policies also influenced supply, pushing prices higher. As a result, many consumers adjusted their buying habits. Some families reduced the quantity of rice to purchase, while others switched to alternative food items. Although there have been slight changes in prices in recent times, traders say the market is still adjusted. Supply and demand continue to influence prices, and consumers remain cautious in their spending.
We are currently at Lagos Street, one of the hub of the business of rice here in Benin City, to get to know the current price of rice, as opposed to how it was sold during the festive period. So come with us as we get to know the current price of rice here in Lagos Street, Benin City. I am Stephanie Notoriua. How rice dey for market now overall? How the prices be?
Well, we can't say much because the price for now is quite stable. The rice is not too much, it's not high a lot. The price is less, to be honest. Before, since December, the price of the rice has dropped, to be honest. Because before, let me say, all those around August, November, the rice was high too much. But for now, the price are less. Because you can see, if you can see now, the rice, the highest price of the rice now we have is just 55,000 naira. Yeah, that's the highest. That is the highest, 55,000 naira. But for some now, but then we have at least 70,000, 80,000 naira rice. But the highest cost now is just wow. Only wow rice now is the cost price of 90,000 naira. But for the rest now, 55,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 51,000 naira, 52. That is the rice we have now.
So that 52,000, is it the least? Now the least price be that one?
Yes, that is the lowest price. The lowest price we have is 50,000 naira. Yes, that is the lowest price, 50,000 naira. Above 55, that is all.
So this one, they say this one will be 50,000, 51,000. How much did they sell them before?
Before, we used to sell it 60, 63, 65. 66, but for now we are selling 51.50. So due to the price, you know that the rest have dropped. Yeah. So that is how we sell it now.
So this wow, how much na they sell them before?
Before we sell it 130. We sell it 130, we sell it 120. But for now, with time God, the price has dropped. It's selling 90,000 naira.
So apart from this wow, there's no other rice that is way expensive.
There's rice that is being expensive, but they are in the same company, which is mango rice. Okay. Yes, the mango rice is 70,000 naira. Apart from two of them, we don't have any other rice that is above 70,000 or 90,000. The rest are less priced, which is 55, 52, 53, 50,000. That is it.
So with the way the price dey like this now, do you feel say go fit come down past the way they like this?
So for me now, I no go talk anything because I dey pray make the even price come down and so that people go fit get chance to they afford they pursue their dreams. So they get, because if the thing go higher now, we say if the thing still affect us. If it low now, we still go still enjoy them. Them go enjoy them too. So the market is supposed to make everybody they enjoy and not only one person. That's just it.
So if you say may it come down now, like how much if you say they go sell a bag of rice, the least bag of rice, how much if you say they're supposed to sell them?
At least the least bag, say they are in different type. The one way good pass one day. So all of them no fit be equal price. At least on my own say it's supposed to be like 40, 45. So you see at least 5,000 naira difference, or less than that, or higher than that. As I said, 50,000. So you get. On my own understanding, I think that is just the best for me. Yes.
Okay, so apart from the prices, do you get another challenges one that they face for this rice market?
No, challenges right now. Yes, we are facing challenge because we are in January now, because the market actually doesn't move as usual. It doesn't move as usual. But alhamdulillah, we thank God, the thing is still going bit by bit. But it's not going as well as we will say, but fine, we thank God for the market. That's just it.
So now say they be every January.
So I wouldn't say now say they be every January, but this year it's quite different because December we did a lot of business. To be honest, people buy rice a lot. But for now, the thing has been much slower. But maybe before we enter next month, which is tomorrow or next tomorrow, I might say, next from February to the upcoming month, maybe the thing might change. Yeah, we are expecting that. And we are still praying maybe the rice should just still drop the price. It don't go high. Because if you go high, we don't know how the thing will be again.
So if you say transportation, see they affect the cost of the rice?
Yeah, transportation they affect the cost of the rice now, because if you observe, the rice, due to recently we said, the one they tell you say we sell 50, 51, so the price was high before now, because due to the transportation, they increase the transportation, how they take the goods, how they deport the goods, they add transport fares. So that is why the goods now high, the rice now high. But for now, I think the price of the transportation is quite okay now, because if you observe, the rice are quite, their prices are okay now. It doesn't go high, it's okay.
How rice dey for market generally? How the price is dey now? It don't come down, be still on the high side?
No, it never come down now. So where they say that time for the Christmas, for now the same price. Sometimes now, so that they sell 53,000, 53,500, 52,500. It's a different price. So hard rice be now. So see people be in now. So hard to see the rice and the price.
So now it never come down, it's still dey high?
No, it never come down. It dey where it dey now.
So how much na take sell a bag for December? How much they sell for now?
For December na 53,000, 52,500. For na so I say for December. Even now to say 52,500, 52,000. Now they say now.
So that 52 and 51,000 are the least amount we take the sell, right?
Now the least amount.
So the highest rice now how much?
Highest now 54,000, 55,000.
So which rice be the highest rice?
Highest down he gave Mafa, African King, so Optimo. So now Optimo no dey for market everywhere now, so it don't hard small now.
So this one now, how much? How much they sell now? Which one be this rice?
53,000, 52,500. So if you want buy many, like 200 or 100, so are they selling 52,000? So even now one bag, yeah, they selling 52,500, 53,000.
So what's to make you feel say prices never come down?
So me, I don't know. Now not the market now. So you know, see now. So I don't know how much till they come now, because you know, see, dry season 9 days now. Now maker. So I don't know whether you go condemn people or you know go condemn now. I don't know.
Okay, so for rainy season, it's supposed to come down.
Yes. Because everywhere then drag now. You know, see that time before rain they fall, road you go block. Now you don't know they block now. So sometimes if you want carry truck now, you go take the price, high price now. So not the same price, you know, but less the price now.
So how much if you say they're supposed to sell rice if you want make come down?
If you make come down, may sell 30,000 now, 25,000.
For the highest bag of rice?
Yes, 25,000 or 20,000. So I happy make you come down 15,000 or 10,000 ma. So I have you down.
How the prices for rice for market?
The rice is different type. So like wow rice now is 90,000, and like this one what they call basma is 53,000, and this one what they call ando, we are selling this one 54, and red eagle you see the old like Africa King now is 51. So the rice is different type.
So like overall now the prices don't come down past how it be last year.
Yes, it's very come down like past last year.
So because how much did they say last year?
Last year by this time would they say basma like 78. So now you can be 54,000. I mean 53. Okay. That is you come down past last year. Yeah.
So which one can be the highest rice?
Highest one. Now be that wow.
How much did you sell?
90,000.
How much did you sell last year?
Last year 120. Yeah.
So if you say as the price is there for market now, if you still come down price this one way day?
Maybe you feel come down or you feel high. Yes.
So you get the season where be say the farming season of rice, where be say rice supposed cheap.
Yes.
So now we there now?
No, not be the time we there now.
So when be the season?
The season like we enter the season around the March. Okay. Yes, March. Now they enter that season.
So now we be say the price is the list price now 50,000, 51,000. People still they complain as they can't they buy.
They buy. They buy, but they know they complain say rice there or no. They know they complain like that.
So and business is slow, abi still compared to December.
It's slow. It's slow. It's not like December. If January come, market day is slow. It's not like December, because December season is everybody they buy. That is Christmas time. Everybody they come they buy. But now when January you come, almost people like people now. Almost people they don't already buy the rice keeper for house. So that is why the market now is slow. It's not like December.
So if you say transportation, see they affect the price. Cost of transportation.
Transportation they affect her because from north to here the price the transport you see high. Yeah.
So now if you also say okay make the rice come down, like how much if you say they feel they sell bag?
If you come down.
Like if you want to say make come down, how much if you say they're supposed to sell bag?
It's supposed to be like maybe 45, 48. Okay. Yeah.
But is it the highest bag will be the lowest type of rice?
The lowest type. Okay. The lowest.
The
highest one will be 75 or like 78. Okay. Yeah.
How's the price of rice for market now? Like if you say don't come down, be still there on the high side.
It's still a little bit high, but you still have a little reduction, but it's not much. Depending the types of rice. Rice is not one type of rice. Many types of rice. Some they reduce, some remain where they are. Like the one they call African King. That one was 52 by December, but now it's 51. Okay. Some can say 51 150, 500. Just a little reduction, as you can hear from me. So the other one, Big Bull, is no more. It's no more. But the one that I played is at 65, 67. You see, that's high price. The same price they are selling during the Christmas. So all that other ones like Pretty Lady, that one remained 50. It was 52, 51 during Christmas. Just a little reduction of the price of rice.
Yeah. So which one is the highest rice?
The highest rice now is supposed to be Big Bull Diamond. After that, it becomes this Eco rice. Eco rice now, which is about 62 as at now. The highest cost rice is not so much in Sacramento. That wow, and the mango. Because of the price, the high price, it always operates. People doesn't buy such rice, but they were still in the market. But for who can afford the price ranges from 70, from wow is around 70, 75, 80, while this mango is from 70. You can see. But people don't patronize them so much because of the high cost. But they are the highest quality of rice in the market.
So compared to December period and now, the market, is it slow?
There's no market, no. You see, our sales guy, they're sleeping. Nobody's buying. The market is very dull now, as I'm telling you now.
That's why they be for every January, Abi.
Yeah, it used to be like that every January, but this one is is bad than others. You see everybody sleeping in the store. But other January of that nature, market used to move small, because people so much buy the rice during Christmas, thinking that it has come down. They don't know that it's still coming down later again. So the demand is low at this Christmas.
But which month do you feel it will pick up? The demand will pick up?
From March towards Easter. I believe the one they have packed to their house must have been exhausted, so it will peak again.
So do you feel that the price, transportation cost is also affecting the price?
Affecting every other goods, not only rice. Yeah, affecting everything. Because even you say as fuel, as the price of fuel and diesel is so it affects.
So, like, how much do you feel they're supposed to sell a bag of rice in a way that to be cheap for everybody to afford?
We need it to be at least 30, 25 to 30. At least everybody will afford it. 50 is as high rate safe as I'm seeing Nigerians. It's higher, but 25, 30, we feel okay that it has come down.
How is the prices of rice overall in the market?
The business is going well by God's grace, and everything. The price is a bit lower than before. For now, the price is, at least it's affordable. It's affordable to compare with last year. Last 2 years by this time.
So how much do you sell the different type of rice?
We have different types of different prices. This one goes for 68,000. This one goes for 52,000. Against last 2 years, it was 80-something thousand. Why this one then was 100 and something thousand. So why all these ones? This one get it for 50,500. This one you get it for 65,000. So just different prices. At least the price is lesser, much more lesser than it was before.
So is there any rice that is higher than the rest, like in the amount and in quality?
The quality varies and the price varies. The price varies. Just as I said before, this one is 52. Why this one is 68? They are different quality and they are different price. So even all these ones, as they are here, they are all different prices, different qualities. That is it.
So which one is the highest amount of rice?
The highest amount of rice in the market now is King of Rice. Okay. They call it Wow. It goes for 90-something thousand. It's most 95,000. That is the price for the now.
How much was it sold before?
It was sold for 130, 125, just like that. But now the price is 95. 95,000. That is the highest price you can get it now. If you meet distributors, you can get less than that. So that is it for now.
So do you feel like these prices will reduce as opposed to how it is sold now?
Depending on all these things, they are all in the hands of our government. They are the one controlling the price for the now. Our government is the one controlling the price. If they want it to go up tomorrow, they know where to touch and it will go up. And they want it to come down, they still know where to touch. It will still drop more than this. So that is it.
From rice farming and harvesting to processing and transportation, rice passes through several stages before reaching the market. Each stage contributes to the final price paid by consumers. On today's edition of Market Survey, we have shown you that rice prices are shaped by production cost, transportation, government policies, and market force. Understanding this process helps explain why the price of rice rises and falls in the market.
We've come to the end of today's edition on Market Survey, and now we've got to understand that the price of rice has slightly reduced as compared to how it was sold during the festive period. And that's it on today's edition on Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notorio. Thank you so much for staying tuned.
The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one of peace and lightheartedness, following the more solemn of the ritual year. Ugewe is the festival of the Ewe leaves, a symbol of good luck and joy. It is the most popular of all that heralds the dawn of a Benin New Year, new vow, newness of life and freshness of life, and a new hope for the future. In the evening, the Ewe leaves are presented to the Oba of Benin in grand style in a colorful ceremony. The Ihogbe society, amidst singing and dancing, bring the sacred leaves that symbolize good luck, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Each of the senior members of the Ihogbe proceeds to give the sacred leaves directly to the Oba of Benin, and others put theirs at his feet. The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Waya bege now. Ugi bota we se ni wan. E do lo pe o do lo wa yire. Wa na yi ma service. Eni ma agwa kadere na ugi bota na. Okay ga ohoge. Ohoge. Ni na yoge ha. Ohoge we bi o mesia.
Awa.
Odole wo yi a.
Awa.
Odolo wa yi a.
Awa.
Eni ya ni wan. When no bawa oge okuoni no bada oge a okuani no we ba enwa ewu oge when no record where owe mwe ya ba oge police station adomwe bo ya ye be dagbe e ma ol ma gwa ka bo oge etan ni agun egun ayo we oge na ore wa ge tan pastor kabanu na mo
Ibe donogo me ofun igbo sabago waro wa bi chota wa bi danyo. Ofun igbo sabago wa yaro oba atope
ise. Owele wa otan re ibizu gbe Victor.
Adonewu zomo. Ugewese ege no ya temata ima gbe na hina. Huda na teme mano manyamia arinu na rieme na tai mano ya eruwi. Yori o ewuku. Ohoge de bi o Messi. Ohoge ima na bamaye. Oba atokpe
ise me sa boss again no be o no ri edo ba yo kai ki no be o ka gbo ibi e ya Otamu yafe worldwide. Maybe to wa yafe. So when you am where the wa me to go esi wana. Bogwenta, bogwege, bogwenta mulele atata mufe.
Sakasi ye sakasi ye luku zaye. Ode gala yiwe sowo kanso.
Iso. Also ye gbe ikwan. Da ya mo to wi so. Also ye gbe ikwan. Oni lo ma pa ebo musu e.
Mara we yeso. Mara yeso.
Ogwogwodo. You reso.
Anyone. Oge de mai. Ori aiwo. Ogworewo. Ogworema. Osi egbekoto. When we take over, see work auto. Only on one sort of Muda Ogen no Bama, eh? Ogen no Bama, Mubama, or knocking the Gbewe. Oma Legbewe, here, Cabodiara, or say Gbewe, any no tie, Oge ma, Oge Nigeriana, Oge Nawata, Nigeriana, Oge Nata, Upe, Vinaga, here the politics. Oge egi no na kotuna pa olana owege no yo kora pa olana amami wo bo se emi no mama deru wa woru oge ema o te be pastor
domonsa
zebe e pastor chewe hono omosa oge oye
domonsa osanu wodo apagi toge ma unda gba ike don wa doge mane mana gbon ma se tin jowo geji unda we si eke ni ma o mana si eke ni ana mi wo ma la tene ma o jaji so pa okobo o yeme na ta ma eji okobo ozuo be ne na gwa loto be ne na zi egbagbon ni egba okoto ni edo we ya gwa lote be na okobo ga heme oga ye ko nwo wana gwe ka ezi egbe egba okoto yesu ogbe ga itu okobo be de agbe oba wa gbagba ogun anyoke ka na kota ana di pu yo to na wo kin ogbe o ma no gwe lobi na to oge ma ba so e de ga gbe ye igwa so ma okun ara yun ebe we ni ebe ba be mo ge damani ni ege ya yo bo no gba okoto ọba sun e wa mu yo mu gbera mu gbiri bo ma ni anyewe a wo ki suru da mi se abada o se no abada sun ma ye so mate aro de mo me mate aro ma wanjo ne da do na la wa lobie wona imu yo mu re won go kobo no e me nwa ndo o me nwa ga e me ogba okoto ogwa loto e ndo e me soro no si ezo yu webue odo wa me uwebo seva uwebue odon we kekebe okage loge uwebue man awo seva na gbakoko ikin akugbe no ligi ewa ọmọ la do teme ma we ugba akoto ugwa loto e wa eni oto lo ti o ma ni we lare ọmọ ka gume gwa ke na de ma yayi so osenegi awekin I osan agbada yin we ose agbo gemi ne no matter mane igele gba akoto ri ogele no egbe mi ni malawo wo kin wo ni kin wo me igo ma wa gu egun a odo no soro yu wa eva uwepo ndo oge kin ebe soro na wa asa na baba no ya gwa lo oge do taba me egbe ma me ri oga odio we ebo ive gu yo obo uga nogie ebo iligi yo obo uga odo no nya wa we uche ti yo ku opa yin unda we ke emi oko oge ne uga mi oga mo kaka bo mo no no make na mi oligi oba atop pe
ese oge magwa ka ni wa oge ebi no ki e denja no kwa e no wa e no wewo e no wo tu oge aje hu ebi dan e no e ma ye e o teme bizugbe
eme na yurugu aka na ohoge ma no ba ma hoge na ba hoge salobo na egi ma mi em ohoge ebi o mesi o kieke o mo ho ema o kieke o mo hoge ema omo oge esu eno ekeni eriri la to zagawa ze no teme kataban aga hasade maso no ya to oge aya okwa we iri ewe wa yemana we ga ayo mema wo ayi yin so nbo de no ni se ti do to oge ma emi ni eho ni ehu ona ho ene o we yemi na ri eyepo oni wa bi agogo kan yere we ogba na yo oge gba to fano kwa ogbe mata emi ro pa ti fano o we yere wo kieke ohun oge e ma yeye ile mo na yin mi wa we amada we mu pogbon ga ye e ma ta gbogba ne dagbe do wan doge mi kina tan hu da we otewe yunu kan ban okobo agado tam we we gwa lo to wa yin yan mami okobo wo mumu okobo ga iune onwanyo dane oyo ye yaku o mumu o se ti dolowo ma be yi e dolori gbe yi o ma no ye be ri o e se ti bu e ti diabo e se ti yin se oba atope
anyway oge magwa kana oge do gwe oge re ewo enogi okun ewo deveni ya do atama won iye we ewo doga we ojo we dan hama we gwalo temo ku ya ika we ku ya we no aruwa oge ege ne de ni wa upo agbawe nu po gbana o me na ru we da de ezira no aru ebo no no ri aro de na ayo poru no e ba ni wa na vi anyo vie ya o wa no we ni emu ewo na ri ayo wo bo no we ni yo ko gwe wo na ho o we ni ewo na wo ni ewo na e tie yo de agodi wa we no jon ya igba e ri anyo enika wa bere ewo na wa dole inu o pa no ko no wo ni emu ria o wo ni yo ko gu ma fe owe utoni makena owo ni yo ko ri awa owo ni ewo na emi ni oruso na ya bi ore woregbe uda wera ya re ihe ni elegbe we wu ye nu ta he o meti we ne resu egbe kunie noka no giver no ge ya si unie wo kwara we ogbe owe mi na we uligi to so egbe ma mi ya ne we ebi no ki oge ema edole woyi edolo deyi edole ropa yi oge no owo no ba won oge na ge no orun ai awo mako eri eku ame ona ti ona gi eku a o so wa ni egbe no ba oge
owe no ma ti ebo to ti uki
o ti uki mo oge ki o te pastor ge domo we kiane oge magwa kan
mo oge magwa kan bo si oge
o ya ya wo na
ya le to ko pa bebi no wan bo si oge o ma no ma we mo e gwa no awe we aganu na o eje nu onu ya nu kwo ye ba nu ya la o igbovo ojo ma to oge dama e to ma ni me mi we e ba ni ma keke amo ye ba na mo ma be yo o sa no do han no eze ba so pe ku we no we gbe e fo ko pa re bi no wan okwo na ni a so pe bi no wan ma ka igbe aza no so pe e ma no ku e do ba e Kristi ina ju gbe mo bo iya we amu e wo alamoge dado wa ko na bi alamoge ugbugba fi lo gbe no wu e Jesu ye na no so de ma fi gbegbe a ni ma fi gbegbe o magun ya gun nda ye okobo no ta oke so ra imo Jesu na gbun koto won no se na gbun koto be no ka o won ni pa we mu re wo we mu adamu re eyin abo pi agba du ekini bada gi miere no pi agba wa mu re be na miewe de ku wa kari ere da ko na
we no pa ma we ko
o de ku wa kari ere da ko na wa ga nyunyi me no wa yin na no pi ani igba we wo o na pa gba yo to bo wa gbalamo re ona wa mu egbe e wo ona we no pi ani agba we bo na Jesu ke ye we eneni atara o ge ruwe o yo okobo o yo okesun ga mo Jesu yi jogi ati no nya ni ma tu gbegbe a ma no wo to wa nwa owo na la mo go na mi o wa we na we yen na ga o yo o do bogi tuhumu Ona we wire fan of you be mo bona. No gwan na. Dey no my wo horu wire fair when of you gbe no cow. Ona na go na. Knock ba na re knock ba. Iya na ko ari gbe yo toto. Ona de oto na no to. Just now be mbu ko to. Ogi se pe ya je amagi ye ni kia ama iwo won you. Ana we ogi na we. Ona ibone no ko na we. E ma no you gbe yasu wesi ma wo. Ogo na be tu mo wi. Ogo no parapa ire ma no nyama. Just now we are here. Anywhere do be ona we yabo. Ari ko ni yakba. O ma ga bo ma oge do tama. We kakabo we o ma no ku we gbono o ka we bo ma ni e mo oge bana. Ni etemo na bi kuya eva ka ye nu we ya oyi owe imaya yi ogwale bi no ya va egbe babe ni no oge ijo egbe okobo no ta e chema we here we ga okobo ojo we here we ga agwalo teni uke ga yin be ri okeke ga re uru ati ima hu ndani samada suki o wa do ba igbe no fi ahore mame mi na wa oge mata no ire wa mu igbi no fi ana mu ye pupo ni keke ire ni e ba o we do ran iya kin no tebo na fo we ka gwalo temi ne o ke ga kare ri we oba atokpe ye
se eni wa ege be kan bwane oge e magwa kana we no ka ele no do aro ni no ro na we ka ba ma oge ele ko do la wa we ka ba oge ko do la eri o wa be ba we oge
eri o wa no
suda oni wa enwa ni enwe de uma ka ba ma oge we na we anado aba we enika o waka se enwe abe nika o tima na yeri o won si no wa sera wa ge aro so pa iye soro be wa wo kagele ya wa ezezo no uwa do mewe ni nwan ni wa ge ebi masin abo otona kin uwa ga o se so boa opolo loso na boa ari ene so a e ma so video o wa we do o we a de ni ari ai ya be ni e ko so na o we ri egwa o eni a wa iwo na o ya ru emi so o ya la to na ma de mu ne o ya mu hie wa we o wa we fie be la dia o ge na ba ma e o wa we si eni wa na me we ne ma na do so bi aba e wo na na ba gbo oge e wo ni eduna egbe ya fe na hie owo ebe aro ebe ka di ro ati ebe etisa ro gidono yaki o logo kwa ya ba gbo oge iya ni eyan we muye police station se pe ni akata si eyan ezozo oro ezo ga we re wo berio awe gwa lo to e ni wan ezo na wo ya fo akin aladin ayo awe le hun na wewo le so se wa no ikinori akin o ezu loko no ezu ka no aru to no awe dio no emi ni maya ke awe do we ne de wa egwu ita o no
o da jaji
o ma egwu ro po ma egwu o ta gbo ya fe no ina wi ro awa mi e wo na ma mi wa ite ikeferi o no kin emi ni no yegu gbina do na wo ko yewo anehun no wa ko anehun no mo oge ne ma ba ma emi ya fe verio e ma ni wa abe ejon we ni makabe ka we no we karele o ma esu egbe wo karele ya kin lo to kin lo kun we ojon we ma esu egbe oba ma won ya kin lo to ya kin lo kun ofi oye po wa ye edagbon we uda we ma mu oba uda mat oge we adota emi ni uwe bene mota wa kia do wo gele wa so igbe obuse wa hemi no bata ni wa uda moi we na ro nebe ma agbon ya wa be bege Salomon ge na duna ni ma na no duna ni ma ni wa ma ne hu yi duna o duna ni ma ya wala wo wa re ibagbo oge ma eye wo re ni Oteme.
Kene yo ni riete. Bo o ge ma ya ka mo e ba anawe emene mata. O wana ri ba o ri bo ke kenu vedo o na ge na ave fi tagbo nu akem na vedo. O ene do ya gwa lo to e. Do o ta de ge mata ta no ga u la me na ya mo eme na ihe ban. Awe ma yu la me. Ara mi wa ba wo gi asin. Tumanika o. Neru oba osa baba yemena yebora owe no mate ebo o ti uki mama wa na ba oge owe na ya ha ewegbo o ewe no hia we me agbon e ile ma tu e abeteme ni re e kabetu wa ge ju oge gwegbe yin wa ye mata gwegbe yin na mi kin na to na mi egbe ahen aro ebo ni odo dagme odo hen oba atokpe
ise oge ke sin la edagbon mo dawe no timata e bange Victor Ibizugbe oge sin oge be guoge edagbon ogwoge igiowa we ga ta uga ligi we ga gogo owe you kodo zuo o ka ge yin agbewi yin agbe o ma ikene na gbe wa e o ga be so igbe o se gbogi o wa edo be we ga done igu toge ya mo mani yukpore unda mani ya iyo we bo mi e bo gbe bo e na ma mi agbede o ga pa bare ba ba itabona ya mo ene we age wa
you be varo
o teme o ga ya to mani no e o ga to mausa o ga to maso o ga to mavan o ga to ma obi ode o ga to ma da o we no ma tie bo oga tiuki leve no vie you wake on ameve no vie you wake beni iye no sanogo dua igagele opa eva e o pe mi no ko na tana iye opa oga ito ni maya ka we ayame no ane wa obo wa yopin yo ene ori o rada bo ta lo kin e soro wa ta lo kin ku do ge na mu ba e eyin ni ga dan ni o e me soro o vieve ogun alade amunu omundemi egbo ogwa ezira agbon me yimi no runwe rani e dani o iya de do ka kine we iye go oge we ari ba e we no lele o ka ge le kian we no rebo we no we na ye mo eji e we kin o eniwe nu de mi nu wu atakia so balo yo ma gbe okeke ma nu da iye ni gare o ga gbo agbe mo e me soro baba no ri yen ni me wa yen o bezebe unyime no wa ken o gbo ka ge lo oyin ni wari o mamudi anu yen wu ne ona ka sun be gbo mo obi e ona ya kinke ona be la no giver ona ya kin anye o ona la no gia ona ya kin no zuwa ne ya ke besa yera gbono ba mi yin na ba mi o ba lo ni ona ba mo jo wa wari ayo egbe ona ye meso kin o mene no ma o pa eva wi e ga gele e be soro be no timakata be ene nwa si we o ma na duyen ona wi emi emi na ga ikobo ye ga lu emi enara ore igisen ya gwa lo to wi ga gele o pa eva be mi no wuna owe re ni o ma ni mi egbe na la wowo we ga gogo we si o balo ye dagbon wa no de okeke o ho e ma oba ga to pe ise
anyway ya iwe ori e magun akana e mo ori ye ema ye ba ma ori unda we ba ori eyan ha we wa so eyan ha we wa ba e nu ta e o akin odo akin odugbo owe ka ba ori
ira
opa e ba owe no gbe na dege owa mi o ha etu e o ni ebo ri to e ba
nda bono
to upo 1944 1942 na dege epo ra gbe rege iro re atokana epo ra gbe ye ko gba ona o je gbepo yana se yo igbo je gbobodo ide o ma ipa gbe iye ire ona wo ti wa gbe omo na ona du kuse la ime wa mi e wa re mota ye kere wege ni o wa kipo oto ebe me o wa kipo ke ya ona wa vie ma mota e ma àwọn bowo e ya se ana ye ya se o no gbe na dere ami o e to me o ewori to meba ndebo no to anyway ọmọ no mo re pawe eri oye o ba no atiene o ma ba no o emi no ata ma to so ma na egbe e mara ya bu re ba ma oge ota we ba bo ba e ya ro ni wa emi no si edowo di so ba legi di asiwa odi eke
ise
uswe ni mo ni ma bi le yin ni ama e o yi ma te ni na ya fe ma wa na but no de kai mo to ne no de kai ya fe emi no amaru uwa mo e bai adu agbo wa ni bai o ma eve no ovie manika ovie magbon ovie mai ironi to bo ehia bueno to ge ni ironi oka dekunwe ero ni wa e ma mana mo give bota o de na yuto osarobo la wa da mu ko he na Nigeria ya fe osarobo la edo wa ma la o da wa ni gbe mara osarobo lo ge gbe ran wa wa no do e ki wa idu e ki musa wa me iwe gbedo oba atope
Viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and it is that program that gives you and I opportunity to talk about some of the trending issues in the country and how it affects us as citizens. So today, we're going to be talking about the withdrawal of police personnel from very important personalities in the country and how it's going to be affecting us as individuals, or better still, how it's going to impact us as citizens. And then again, the debates on legalizing gun ownership. So let's go talk to some persons and hear what they have to say in regards to this topic. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
The Nigerian security architecture, I think it is a very, very wrong approach at this time. When you talk about developed countries and thinking of how police operate, the environments are not the same. First, we do not have good roads. That when you call for police in an emergency response, if it's like in the developed countries, you see police appearing within minutes. You hear of cases of assassinations in places like America. It's only a matter of days they will find the killers of those people. Those are not the situations in Nigeria. People kidnap people in their houses, people kill people on the way, they don't even know who the killers are. The only thing too that also makes some of these people not to be on the road is the simple reason that when they know that there are escorts following some VIPs and some people on the way, they know that it's possible that at some point they will see unexpected police presence. But when they now get to the point where they now say, no, they cannot go with police and then the road is free and all that, you are only inviting terror back to us. If I'm traveling on the way and I know I'm licensed to have a gun in my car, some other persons are coming, and maybe we run into hoodlums, and they know that out of these 20 cars, there's a likelihood that 15 to 16 have arms in them. That will also create that sense of security for the people that are involved. So I just think that it is Yes, they are there to say, let's have police at different points is there. But the architecture and infrastructure to support such an idea, we don't have it yet. You don't have drones flying everywhere. If you are overseas, you press a button in your house, they know it is emergency. The police will come, condone of your area, and the people cannot even escape. The police right now, as they are, first, there are no vehicles, they are not well equipped, so how do you even do it? I think that the decision by Mr. President needs to be reviewed.
I see it as a right development based on this issue that the President has made concerning police should be withdrawn from notable personalities that are in our society. You discover that for the police to be able to combat insecurity, we have less police in the society. Most of all these notable personality, you just discover that one person will be having 10 police. 10 police. If one particular person is having a police, about 10 attached to him, and the common man has no security to be attached to him, he has no security to be attached to him, then what is the fate of the masses? But to my own take, with this direction, this step that the President has taken, that all police official, army and the officials should be withdrawn from notable personality, is a welcome development, so that these officers will be able to go to the city, go to the street, go to the rural area to be able to combat these bandits. Because if all this caliber of men, notable personality, are be giving policemen policemen are attached to them, it will not be a wake-up development. But if they withdraw them, everyone, all hands will not be on deck to fight insurgency, to fight bandits. But when these men are secured, they will feel less concerned about the masses. I believe that with this step that the President has taken is a very good step, so that security for lives and property concerning the common man will be appreciated. On these aspects, it has advantage and it also have disadvantage. It is good for people to have self-defense against this insecurity. But the other way around, when every man is given that license to get a gun or harm himself against attack, sometimes most people will not use it for self-protection, but rather they will begin to use it for destructive activities, like going into using it to embark on armed robbery and different. If somebody offends somebody, he can just bring out his gun and do killing. That is why it will not be encouraged. But the only advantage for the government is that let them employ more hands. Let them get more securities, people, recruit them, train them, tell them what to do, the rules and the don'ts that will govern their security apparatus. All these things should be put in place. Then with more and being employed and well paid, I believe that with all this, they can be able to contain this insurgency and bandits in our country.
We all know that the constitutional role of the police is the protection of lives and property. And like the President has rightly stated, the protection of lives of Nigerians are very paramount. And like the VIPs are still part of the citizens that the police is constitutionally empowered to protect. But you also realize from where the president is coming from, these VIPs form more or less like less than 10% of the larger population of Nigerians. And in that light, he feels that more attention should be given to the masses, to the larger population of Nigeria who are now faced with the challenges of insecurity, while also trying to address the manpower need of the Nigerian police. So in that regard, I totally support that directives that all available manpower now should be channeled towards the protection of the majority of Nigerians outside the VIPs that took a chunk of that number. Looking at on the rights of Nigerians to own guns, I still believe that Nigeria is not yet ripe enough for such. Even in countries where they have such policies, they are trying to go back. If you see what's going on in America now, they are even trying to look at gun rights laws to see how it can be reviewed. So it's not a policy that has worked or that has been sustained in even where it is currently in force. So for Nigeria, it is not just our only gun that will solve the problem of insecurity. I can tell you, with the kind of anger, with the kind of issues we have now, if Nigerians own guns, they will be using it to settle personal scores, not even the insecurities now. So that might not really solve the problem. I think solving the problem, we need to go into community policing, volunteer security, seeing how well we can domesticate security, make security the duty of everybody, not necessarily a centralized arm of government like you have the centralized police now. So with that, I believe we can substantially bring down, if not to a barest minimum, the current challenges we have now. So it's not really whether we carry guns or not that would solve it, no.
It is a very good thing that the president is actually looking at how he can, curb security by having a lot of, security personnel on ground. But, if you have to fight insecurity by creating another level of insecurity, that's a very big problem, all right? Yes, we know that the VIPs have a lot of this, security escort with them. But if you look at this person too, they are human beings. And, somebody who has that kind of, level of position requires some level of security, around him. So for me, I will not, totally say that it is okay to withdraw all the security personnel from the VIP. No, I do not think that's the best way to go. Instead, I think they should look for a way to have more persons in the force, in the military, in the police, and every other security agencies that can help, in this insecurity. Because the VIP are human beings. The right to own a gun, I really do not think that Nigeria is matured for such a thing. Yes, we have that in some developed countries like America, but I do not, advise that such law should be put here in Nigeria, because a lot of persons are going to take advantage of this particular, situation, and they use it to do other very, very, malicious activities. So I do not believe that Nigeria is ripe for, self-ownership of gun at this particular point in time.
Insecurity in Nigeria has eaten so deep into the life and well-being of Nigerians. Like in the area of business, it has affected us a lot. Like, for example, those our mothers who travel to village markets in this season of December, where they travel to buy plantain, yams, and others. We see many of them were unable to do this because of the insecurity. And that has also affected their own family, because they will not be able to provide for them because they were unable to do their business the way it ought to be. Like those of us in the real estate sectors, I think it affected us the more, because this is one of the most funny December I've ever experienced, whereby our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they are scared to return home to celebrate with us. And after they have saved this money, and they buy property at the end of the year, so that at least they will not count on one thing that they have achieved. But this time, many of them, they give up. Instead of coming to Edo State or or Nigeria to buy property, you will hear them saying that they want to go to places like Singapore, places like Spain. They will tell you the money they will use to buy property in Abuja, like maybe 350 million, 150 million, 200 million, is enough for them to get property in Spain. And that property in Spain will give them high return of investment than the property in Nigeria. And another thing that affected those in diaspora and the VIPs, let me use that word, very important personalities in our country, is the new law that has been passed by the president that police personnel should be withdrawn from this set of persons. And you know, the current situation of insecurity in Nigeria, so these persons, they will not be free to come in, because it's as if them coming in, they have signed their death sentence because the security is a threat to them. And at the same time, the police personnel that would have been of assistance to them to guide them is being withdrawn. So it's just as if they want to jump into a hot fry pan. So these ones is what stopped them from not coming to Nigeria, and it affected our business a lot. So those persons we are all to care for, these things restrict us to do a lot for our loved ones. Because if you don't sell property to get money, so there's no way you are going to spend money. So if you check, though we are having traffic and all these around, but the truth is that the well-being, the lifestyle of these our citizens is being compromised, because insecurity has cost them a lot. If the guns is being legalized to every citizen, it's going to cause more havoc at this initial stage. So I believe instead of legalizing gun to individuals, let's recruit more local security personnel that understand this terrain of this environment, because a stranger will not know my community more than me. So if they empower these personnel, give them good sophisticated weapon that they can use to withstand these perpetrators, the criminals, it will be able to at least help us a lot. So owning a gun or legalizing gun to Nigerians, you know, Africans, there's a way we think. Even some of the trained policemen that they are handling weapons, we see what happens after some of them have taken what they are not supposed to take. After when their adrenaline get high, when they are angry, we see how they misuse the gun. So now legalizing gun for a trained person, a civilian, is going to cause more havoc and disaster to us. So I'm not in support of that.
While the opinions of our respondent varies, and some think that the statement by the president to withdraw police personnel from VIPs in the country in order to combat crime, some are also saying that it is not a welcome development. But in all of this, the security of citizens and properties should be a priority. That is what people are clamoring for, and it is something that should be done in order for lives and property of citizens to be secured and for security to be guaranteed. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Many thanks for watching.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Ojúde aṣáájú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́. Ayaba aṣáájú ẹ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́. Àdáyé àtọ́jú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀dúwà.
Certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ugeni Madonna, Imazedion, Orero, Obesni Agbe, Emanazo, or Ugeni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you or your title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various homes of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
Hello there, many thanks for joining me on the program Icons on ITV. Icons is a program designed specially to showcase personalities and individuals who are making giant strides in their chosen field of human endeavor. Whether it's politics, whether it's governance, in the civil society space, entertainment space, humanitarian work, whatever you've done, this is the right place for you to talk about it and showcase it. Incidentally, we're doing that just to ensure that our young people out there can learn from the success stories of our guests here on the program, and then they can have different perspective about life and make bigger, greater, and better impact. I'm Sonny Duke Okosun. In today's program, our guest is based in the UK, a son of the soil. We say Oyedo Pataki, but he's been away for over 20 years or about 20 years, and the circumstances of him leaving the country is quite an interesting story. But he's back home to share his experiences so we can change our attitude and our perspectives and the way we live, particularly our young people who are into a whole lot of vices just because they believe that that is the way to go. He's a UK and UN ambassador consultant in the fight against child exploitation, modern day slavery, human trafficking, drug abuse or substance abuse, and several others. He's been interviewed by several distinguished media platforms like the BBC. And today on Icons, we have with us, I like to call him Big Sosa Henkoma, but his original name is Isosa Ekoma. Big Sosa, thank you for joining us on the program. Thank you for coming.
How you doing?
Thank you for, I'm good. And you?
Yeah, I'm not bad, I'm not bad.
Fantastic, fantastic. I'd like us to establish the conversation from how did you leave Nigeria, and when you got to the UK, what were the things that you were involved in and with, and how did that change your life And then how did the metamorphosis come that has brought you this fortune of now becoming an ambassador for the UK, for the UN, and a public speaker speaking against child exploitation, modern day slavery, and all of that?
I would definitely say it started in Benin. But originally I was born in Nigeria, Benin, Edo State. And when my mum left when I was 2, for her trying to make her way to Europe, obviously through the, obviously now to know the Libya route and everything else. But after she left, my dad then obviously got in contact, wanted his son, and obviously my granddad at the time gave me to my father. My father got married to my stepmom, and I'll say after 2 years of obviously meeting my father for the first time, I'm being moved to the UK to be reunited with my father in the UK. And obviously that I traveled on obviously plane with my stepmom and me, went over to the UK. And even coming to the UK, I'll definitely say that, especially not growing up with that mum, because my mum left around the age of 2. So for me, not growing with that mum and having a stepmom, then obviously also having my father, I thought it was like a dream made in heaven. So coming to the UK was like, damn, wanted seeing the big buildings and everything else. I was looking forward to it. New life, new experiences, new opportunities and everything else. But shortly after being in the UK, my stepmom became physically and also mentally abusive. And that then led to me then being introduced to the local, I'll say care system, which is obviously social services. And being put into care, I was put into care around the age of 8. So I came into the UK at 7, then put into care around the age of 8. After being put into care around the age of 8, I would definitely say after that, it was now me having to learn how to survive by myself in the UK. But when I was put into a placement, a family placement, a new family, unfortunately for me, that one of their nephews in that family was actively involved in the gang culture. And him being involved in gang cultures, it was, I'll say, easy for me to be introduced into that life. And I was introduced to that life around the age of 11, where another gang was basically sitting down telling me that I owe them money and I owe them drugs and all of these type of things. If I don't get them their money and their drugs back, they're going to kill the family I was with at the time. So I went to obviously the people who my foster carer's nephew knew.
Okay. But when I went to them, they gave me a revolver, which is a firearm. As a gun? A gun. So at 11, you had a gun given to you. What was it for?
It was given as a form of protection, as a way to basically...
That's what you were told?
Yeah. I was told that I needed to keep the gun on me at all time to be safe and to make sure I was protected. And then I was taught how to strip the firearm. And when I mean strip the firearm, it means take it apart to clean it, then put it back together. After doing that, I was also taught how to then obviously use a firearm. After being taught how to use a firearm, I was then introduced into the drug trade, which is now being taught how to turn cocaine into crack, how to weigh it up, how to distribute it. And after that, I would definitely say from the age of 11, 12, I was involved in the drug trade, involved in obviously the movement of firearms. Yeah.
Were you ever involved in armed robbery? I mean, while you were with this gang?
I was involved in everything.
Everything?
Everything you can probably think about.
So how did you survive all of this? Because I'm sure you must have had some very, gone through very dangerous time at the threat of your life and all of that.
I would say for me at that moment of time, honest truth, I would say 100% God. But another thing I would definitely say was that because I felt like I didn't have family, there wasn't anything I was living for. So for me personally, it was a fact of like, I'd rather die now than die later and just spend a long time living and just being miserable and depressed. So I was trying to slightly find a quick way to die. But obviously, you know, like God had a different plan, a better plan for me. So every single time, I just seemed not to be able to die. Even when I was stabbed in my ribs, I was resuscitated back to life. So that means I died, they brought me back to life. Then after that, being ironed in my stomach, being stabbed in my elbow, shot in my elbow, shot in my knee, stabbed on both shoulders, stabbed a couple inches away from my spine. Like literally, for me, every single time, that's literally.
Where were your parents while all of this you were going through? I know you ran away, you left them. Yeah, but was there a time they tried to reach out to you, or you tried to reach out to them, perhaps when it became a bit more difficult for you to survive?
I would say at that time, I felt like my parents weren't going to save me. Like, that was the honest truth, because if my dad couldn't save me when I was with my stepmom, because obviously at that time for him, he wanted to be a good husband, and he chose his wife at that moment of time. But in him choosing his wife at that moment of time, left me in a country by myself. But also, his wife was now also a runaway criminal. So she was on a run. She couldn't come back into the country and everything else. So for him, he didn't really want to come back in the country to come see me and everything else, which was okay, but it just also meant that I didn't have no communication with my dad. My mom obviously was gone from the age of 2.
Yeah.
So I didn't have no communication with my mom. My family-wise, when I came into the UK, because my father wanted me to get into that UK culture and learn more about the UK culture, he tried to minimize as much time I spoke to my family in Nigeria. So I hardly spoke to my family in Nigeria. So by the time I was put into care, I had no contact with my family in Nigeria. I was basically left in that country, having to fend and understand things for myself. And I'll say even then, I started losing my culture, because obviously when I first came into the UK, I could understand Yoruba. I could understand Benin. I could even speak some of it.
Yeah.
But then to survive over there and to fit in over there, I had to get rid of that. Even like you said about my name is actually Isosa Ekoma. But then for me, to survive over there...
Isosa Ekoma.
See?
Can you say that?
Isosa
Ekoma. Okay. Okay, you got it.
But for me to survive over there, I had to take away the I and just change it to Sosa.
Sosa.
And then obviously my dad already, my surname is Ekoma.
So you did just like what your dad did. I mean, he changed from Ekoma to Hekoma, and you changed from Isosa to Sosa.
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting story that you have. I wanted to know, what tribe was your stepmom?
Tribe-wise, I would definitely, she was Igbo.
She was Igbo?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Was she ever prosecuted for some of the hurtful things she did to you?
Yeah, she was prosecuted, but she went on
jailed?
the run. No, she didn't. She was prosecuted in an absence. So my father got out of the country before she could be charged, before she could be sentenced.
She came back to Nigeria?
She ain't in Nigeria. She ain't in Holland either, but yeah, we know where she is.
Interesting. All right, let's talk about at what point did your transformation, what point did it come? You know,
I would say obviously being involved with gangs and everything else, there was a lot of betrayal involved in gangs. At the end of the day, if you're going to be involved with criminals and everything else, there isn't anything called a good criminal. I'm going to say to you, there's always going to be some sort of betrayal or some certain things happening and everything else. And for me, I got betrayed a lot. And I would say at the age of 16, I started realizing that these people, because obviously most of the time I looked at these people as my new family. So I showed them nothing but love. I protected them and done anything I would have done for my own family for them. But as 16 came, I started realizing these people were not my people. And tried to walk away at first at 16. But when I was 16, I just came out of prison and I was told that if I tried to walk away, 1, they will kill me. 2, I have enemies that will kill me. And 3, the police are not going to help me, because at the end of the day, at that moment of time, I'm known for having guns. So it was basically a thing where I felt like I had nowhere to go. But then at the age of 19, I was given an opportunity to walk away. And at 19, I was given a firearm to hold, which is a gun, to hold for a night, overnight. Obviously in the UK, firearms are illegal. So when I was 13, I got arrested for a firearm and I went to prison for it.
How many years did you spend in prison?
Altogether, I said I've done nearly 7 years in prison. altogether from the age of 13 to the age of basically 22, 23. I'll probably say I've done a significant amount of time over there in prison.
Okay.
So I would definitely say that at that moment of time, when I was given that firearm at the age of 19, it was a thing where like I thought to myself that I can walk away, everything will be okay. Then at 4 o'clock in the morning, the next day, I'm being raided by armed police because they called the police and told them I had a firearm. Wow. So
you think that's as a betrayal, a setup sort of?
100%, it was a setup.
Okay.
But for me, it was a positive setup. Obviously, although I went through a lot of things because of that setup, it was the fact where I was identified as a survivor of modern slavery at the end of it, after finishing my sentence. I was facing deportation, being deported back to Nigeria. And it was a fact where I had to understand that I have normalized exploitation, that I thought that it was a right for kids to be soldiers, because at the end of the day, that's what I was.
Yeah.
So when, after understanding that, I thought to myself, if I'm gonna make a change, I have to become that change. And a lot of times I'll say the services and the support that I had around me, they supported that change. So for me, once I was given the opportunity by an organization to make that change, I took it with both hands and I started making the change slowly.
That's what brought you this far?
I'll say, yeah, that's what brought me so. Yeah, that's
okay, now to talk about the transformation that eventually came, because today we talk about you. I mean, you've had the opportunity of interacting with big platforms, international media platforms. You've been on BBC and several other media platforms, talking about some of the things that you are doing. So what exactly are you doing now, having, you know, gotten over that life that you were living? And in the process of you living, were you not threatened? Was there no attacks like a revenge or something to get you back into the fold? So how were you able to overcome that?
For me, I've got daughters, I've got kids. My kids were threatened.
So that's interesting. Are you married now?
We have a different culture in the UK.
Well, you do have kids, yeah? How many kids do you have?
I've got 2 daughters.
Wow.
Like, literally, and for me, it was like my daughters were threatened. A lot of, I was threatened, but it was a fact of like, how can I explain it? If someone was labeled the devil at one point in life, really and truly, you wouldn't want to awaken that problem again. So most of the time I'll say that I'm left alone, but it's a fact where I do have certain issues from certain people, and it's just finding a better way to deal with the situation rather than dealing with the situation the only way I knew how to before, which was violence.
Yeah.
Me, I'm always thinking of resources and using the support that I have around me to be able to address the situation. So I would say that obviously, although that I have made a change, I would say having such, I would say, influential connections with certain organizations and everything else has helped me in becoming the person I am and also able to have that smooth transition.
Okay, so as part of your new way of life, let me put it that way, talk a bit more about your engagements helping young people to dissuade the minds of young people into violence, into criminality, into gangsterism and all of that, which of course you've been doing in the UK, helping the UK government, and also being an ambassador to the UN on all of these, especially on modern day slavery, child exploitation and gangsterism. Yeah.
Obviously for me, I'll definitely say that I'll say for me, how I work with young people, especially, is through mentoring. So I mentor young people, so that's coaching them, spreading awareness, using my own lived experience. So using my experiences, I use it to relate to young people and basically show them where they could end up at or where they could go to. So in them understanding that, it basically sways them away from me, but also creating opportunities. That's one thing for me. I believe in opportunities. I believe if we keep our young people busy, then at the end of the day, they can't be swayed into any forced criminality. So me, I'm always encouraging and engaging young people in a lot of opportunities and activities, maybe trying to encourage them to be entrepreneurs, solicitors, lawyers. Because if you think about it, if we want to make a change, we need people like us being involved in government, in the sectors, to be able to make that change. And if there's not enough people like us in that sector to make that change, then we're not going to see no change. We're just complaining. Like every second, everyone can complain and sit down and say, we don't like the way of life. We don't like a certain situation. But the question we got to ask ourselves is what we doing about it. And for me, I didn't like a lot of things. I didn't like how the criminal justice system treated me. I didn't like how the social services treated me. So for me, it's a fact where I thought, you know what? I'd rather educate them on how to engage with young people and how to treat young people. So now I train them. I deliver training to police officers. I deliver training to social workers. I engage in policies, involved in researches. Like even for me, there's a paper that was released, I think in 2022, which is the need of consistency when working with young people. So that means the need of continuing work when working with young people. Rome wasn't built in a day.
You can encourage, engage them consistently.
Yeah, because it's at the end of the day, to build this room, it didn't take a day for the people to build this room. But guess what? It took brick by brick. And that's the same thing for any young person's life. It takes brick by brick. They need that consistent guidance to be able to push them in the right way. And they need the right type of leadership, the right type of role models. And that's where it is. For me, it's that half of the things I do now is basically to prove to young people we can do it. In school, I was kicked out of school in year 9. So I don't know what that would be in Nigeria. But I was kicked out of school at a very young age. But now I'm at university studying criminology and sociology. For me, I was told that, I would die by the age of 25. I'm 27. I was told that I would spend the rest of my life in prison. From the last time I went to prison, I said to myself, I will never in my life enter prison again unless they pay me to train them. Like, these are the things that I'm able to change myself. And it's also able to own that change myself. And another thing for me is like, if now you want to show anyone there is another route and there's another way, you've got to get there first so they can see it themselves. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So for me, that's one thing I've done, is make sure I got there first. I've done modeling. I've been in films. I've been in everything. I've spoken to, like you said, I've spoken to BBC. I've spoken to higher level literally publishers in the UK, even to the point where, as far as speaking at the United Nations and everything else, is to show every single young person that we can do it. That it doesn't matter what opportunities or what chances we started with, what cards we were given at the very start. It's all about what we do, how we finish the race. And that's the most important thing for me, is making sure we finish the race successfully.
Big Sosa, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I'm sure there are lots of things to learn from the conversation so far with our guests here. Please don't fail to leave a comment on any of our social media platforms where you'll be watching this video. I would like to know what you think about this interaction. If you learned something, please share with us. We'll be glad to know. Thank you so much for coming on the program Icons on ITV. We wish you the very best.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's it on this week's edition of the program Icons. Hope you had a great time with us. Be sure to join us next week, same time on this channel. I'm Sonny Jikokosun. Do have a beautiful week ahead. Bye for now.
Why? Omonomba Nedo Ukwakwalokpolo Ewai II, Oba of Benin, performing during the 2025 Ododua Festival. Ododua Festival is unique as it was organized in honor of Ioba Omoni Hwoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, as part of activities for her burial rites. The rich traditions and cultural heritage of the Benin Kingdom were showcased when His Royal Majesty Ewai II engaged the floor to perform during Ugie Ododua in the palace ground in Benin City. In the dance performance, the Ogbelaka Royal Drummers supplied the needed impetus and rhythm for the dance. However, tributes are paid by the head of Benin deities to the monarch, who was the cynosure at the event. The event can best be imagined as the spiritual rejuvenation, stunned, spectaculars and guests at the colorful ceremony. 7 masquerades representing 7 spirits and deities conveyed different meaning in company with the head of the deities of Benin, with the Oba of Benin, who exhibited a grand cultural dexterity in his dance steps.
certainly the best.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the program Woman to Woman. I'm Adesuwa Sawage, and today on the program we want to look at prioritizing yourself as a woman, prioritizing yourself as a woman. Suffice to say, let the woman breathe. You know, a lot of women do so much, more than they can handle. And just because they are women, they just keep going. A woman can be doing 5 things at the same time. She multitasks. And at the end of the day, what does she get for it? Sometimes nothing. Other times she may be rewarded. And all of this, most often in time, goes without commendation. And this is telling on the woman. In this 2026, a woman should breathe. Just because a woman is a wife or a woman is a daughter, a woman is just a woman, does not mean she should be a beast of burden. So that's what we want to talk about today on the program Woman to Woman. I already have Favor Eniye Omorege in the house. She is a nurse, a pastor, a counselor, a lecturer at the College of Nursing Sciences, University of Benin Teaching Hospital. And she's a woman you want to meet, particularly when you need that person to talk to you about something you don't really want to let out. But she's one of those few persons that you can talk to. They promote you now, so good.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Nice being with us this evening. Happy New Year once again.
Okay, thank you. And hopefully Dorcas will be able to join us via Zoom. We're trying to fix 1 or 2 things right now. Dorcas Onoga is a counselor, a PR practitioner, and she's going to be joining us via Zoom from Benin City. All right, Favor, let's go to our topic now. You know, prioritizing yourself as a woman, let the woman breathe is a lot. So, how does prioritizing oneself, what does it mean to you as a woman, prioritizing yourself?
When we talk about prioritizing ourselves as women, it's talking about you putting yourself first, you know, acquiring some importance to yourself as a woman, seeing yourself as very, very important. Important enough to be first than being second. So when we're looking at prioritizing yourself as a woman, we're looking at you setting boundaries, having limits to care for yourself before you look at any other thing or any other person. Putting yourself first at every point in time, irrespective of what the society says, what the people around you says, put yourself first as a woman. Consider yourself before others. Even the Bible says that you should love your neighbor as yourself. So love yourself first. Before you talk about your husband, before you talk about your children, before you talk about siblings and the society.
Okay, will that not make a woman look selfish? Because the kind of training that most of us got is this fact that you should take care of your family when you're married, you take care of your children, you take care of the husband, you take care of the in-laws, you take care of everybody around you, and then you now end up being the last person on the list. So how can a Nigerian woman, when Edo State Nanabe, so how can a Nigerian woman, an Edo woman, put herself first? Because we often put others first, like you rightly mentioned, before ourselves at any cost. No matter what, you put others first for. So what are the things we should do specially to make sure that we put ourselves first? How can we do that? How can we achieve that?
One of the things we should do as women to put ourselves first is, first and foremost, you should have time to rest. Have time for rest. Set your priorities. You know, when you arrange activities that you have, which suits you best? Okay. You know, don't always look at the one that suits A first, or what will others say. No. Avoid perfectionism by all means. You know, women would like to be perfect, doing everything in a perfect way. No. What suits you? What's okay with you? Not what Mr. A thinks. not what other person thinks about you.
But you know, we thrive on that issue. We listen to what people say. What will people say? What will society say? How will society judge us? How will the church judge us? You know, things like that.
Very well. In this new year, I want to beg us as women, if we must set ourselves as priorities, then look beyond what people say. Whether you like it or not, people will definitely talk. No? So, knowing that people will definitely talk, you should consider yourself before considering any other person. All right? How do you do this? Set your boundaries. Have, you know, timelines on what you want to do, how you intend to achieve them, without unnecessarily pressurizing yourself. Don't put yourself under any pressure in your 2026.
A lot of women have set that boundaries you've been talking about.
Okay.
A lot of women have. And a lot of women will continue to set that boundaries. But it gets to a point in that woman's life that that boundaries they have set, they cross it over by themselves. They shift it aside. And it is because of what will my in-laws say if she's a married woman? What will that, it's like society have kind of set these invisible rules that a woman follows stricto sensu. How do we deal with the issue of society? And how can a woman, like, just dust your ears, grow a thick skin? It's easier said than done. True. You know, easier said than done. So how can a woman set that boundaries for herself, ignoring whatever the society is going to say? It's even your husband that will judge you first. Abi? It's even the husband that will judge
well, it starts from the judgment starts from the house, from the home.
When did all this one start? You know, so how can that woman set that boundary, hold it and own it, and say, look, this is boundary, this is me time, don't cross it?
Fine. One of the ways to set these boundaries and own it is, you know, delegate duties. It's not compulsory you must do it. Okay. What's important is some of these things should be done. It's not compulsory, it has to be you. Delegate duties. You know, learn to allow other persons do some of these things that
what
you think.
What if you don't have those other persons to do those things? What do you do? You know, like in some homes, some men would never accept their wives to have maids.
True.
All right?
Very well.
So how can that woman delegate? Before you answer that question, let's quickly meet Dorcas. Dorcas, how are you doing? Hello, Dorcas.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm sure you can hear me now.
I can hear you very well. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me on the show today.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So we're looking at you and I as women, how to prioritize ourselves first, because we are used to putting every person first before ourselves. We think ourselves last. A woman is sick, and some other persons are sick around her. She wants to deal with those that are sick first before she remembers herself. She usually jettisons her own self-care. So what does prioritizing oneself mean to you as a woman, Dorcas?
As a woman, prioritizing yourself, it will give you the atmosphere for growth, to give you the space for grace, not pressure. It means creating the mental, emotional, and physical space for authentic development. This isn't about isolation, but about intentional honoring yourself, making yourself comes first. Prioritizing yourself, making yourself to know that these are the things I should do, and set boundaries for yourself, just as the first guest has said. It makes you to establish a non-negotiable thing to work with. It means practical strategic withdrawal for certain things that drains you. It means reclaiming your narrative about things. Don't listen to what people have to say, but what you think is best for you. Making yourself comes first. Make yourself a huge question first. Yes.
How can we stop listening to what people say?
How can we let people?
Yes, how can we, you know, build ourselves to stop listening to what people say and just do things that is good for us?
You see, in this life, if we want to do things that pleases people, you will displease yourself. The boundaries are the limits you set to protect your energy, time, emotions, and value. They are not words to keep people at, but gates you control, letting in what serves you and filtering out what drains you. So for you to be able to set boundaries for yourself, you have to have self-awareness. Who are you? What are the things that drains you? What are the things that energizes you? So it's not left for you to decide which to follow. If you want to prioritize yourself, then you go for the ones that energizes you. So how do you feel? Do you feel resentful? Whatever it is, if anybody is crossing your boundary, how do you handle it? So when you are able to identify your core value, then you'll be able to protect what matters most to you as a woman.
Well, would that not be like you're being selfish? Because in trying to create time for self-care and own your own space, focus on those things that energizes you, and then discard all of those that drain you, would that not look like the woman is being selfish and self-centered?
No. Setting boundaries is self-respect and not selfishness. You have to recognize the fact that you cannot pour out from an empty cup. You have to be full for you to be able to fill others. So prioritizing yourself gives you that room to be able to develop yourself and make yourself full before you can put into others, because you cannot fill from an empty cup.
Okay.
You understand? So you cannot fill from an empty cup. So you have to be full yourself. You want to understand that healthy boundary actually improves our relationship. So with that, you have to set that boundary that gives you that atmosphere to create healthy relationship.
Okay, thank you, Dorcas. All right, and let me come back to you now. You were going to give me an answer to the question I asked. So how do we do it? What are the tips? What are those secret things you need to tell us today on how to, because you are talking about setting boundaries. Dorcas is saying setting boundaries, discard all of those things that drain you, concentrate on positive energy and all of that. So how do we achieve it? To say it is so easy and cheap, you know, without sounding like a motivational speaker, how do we get it?
One of the ways is pamper yourself, as simple as it sounds. Pamper yourself.
Okay.
You know, give yourself a treat. Rather than always be self-confidence. Be confident in yourself, to know yourself well enough to know when you have gotten or you are approaching your boundaries. You know, sometimes when we are talking about these setting boundaries, we do assume that we have done our boundary setting and we go crossing it. Why? Because we don't even value ourselves. When you add some little value to yourself as a woman, you will for sure want to keep yourself healthy, want to be fine. You know, if the best way to be there for others is to first be there for yourselves, for yourself rather. When you are there for yourself, you are strong enough to wage others when they need your support. But if you are not strong, you've not taken care of yourself, then you are going to be as good as a very weak pillar with that strength. So strengthen yourself from within first. By so doing, you'll be setting for some very beautiful boundaries. And also, another thing is take out time to rest. Take out time to sleep. Take out time to drink water. Take enough fluid. Address yourself. Be well. Go for medical checkups. You know, all of these. By so doing, you are setting boundaries. You are helping yourself so that others will not cross your boundaries. If you tell somebody by 10 a.m., this is what I do, this is my schedule, and by 10 a.m., you don't want disturbance, put your phone on flight mode. Another challenge that we have as women is our phones. You know, you can say you are setting boundaries and you're always on the screen, you know, chatting, sending messages, and the person you told you had boundary will be wondering, I see my wife that says she's setting boundary. She's been online since morning. I bet mother come and cook Joe, you know, and all of that. Why? Because you've not respected your boundary. Respect your boundary before you start looking for others that are going to respect your boundary.
Okay, we'll take a very short break here. When we come back, we'll continue and, of course, end the show. Do stay with us. You know, something was just going through my mind when that advert was on, prioritizing yourselves, prioritizing self-care and all of that. I'm just wondering how many women will take our time to like break that circle. Prioritize yourself. Come to this couples classic. Even though it's that couples classic, you can actually come alone. That's why you should be able to earn your own money and, you know, flex with it. That's one of the things you should indulge in. If you know they earn money, you know the answer. So just find time to come and unwind at the Couples Classic. I'm expecting you, Favor. And right. Dorcas, I'm also expecting you. All right, moving on. It's been said that women are the problems of women. But is it possible for a woman to help another woman to prioritize herself, prioritize self-care? Is it possible, Favor?
Very well.
How?
Very, very well. As women, we can prioritize ourselves and assist or help our neighbors, our fellow women, prioritize themselves.
How?
How? Counseling.
Okay.
You have a friend that is worked up. You just know that this person is just at the verge of breaking down. Talk the person out of that problem. You can help by counseling, encourage, motivate these persons. You know, whatever they are doing that they are doing right, praise them. Praise the little effort you see these people putting in. You know, don't join the male folks. Don't join other persons to castigate women. That's words. Women are enemies of women. In a lot of ways, you can look around in our society. Women, we have a way of fighting ourselves, and it's not the best. When you just bring an issue that concerns a woman to the media, you see women flocking in and, you know, they want to crucify her, crucify her. But in the midst of that, let's see the strength of every woman around us.
Okay.
And help uphold their strength. When you help the woman close to you uphold her strength, you know, you are helping prioritize that particular woman. And she starts seeing the gold in her and wants to cherish it and keep it. But at the time you join the cultural norms and everything to bring her down, she was like, if I go now, they will join my husband. If I go, they will say the husband is always right. So there's no need. But sometimes let's learn to tell ourselves the truth. Learn to encourage your fellow woman.
All right, thank you for that. Dorcas, you know, there are some women who are very busy. Very busy. Even when they are not working, they are busy. Doing house chores is not an easy task. Well, some persons see it as ordinary. Is it not just to do this or to do that? But it's a very serious business. So how can a busy woman fit into this self-care business that we have brought this afternoon to every woman out there? How can a busy woman whose schedule is very tight, how can she bring out time for that her tight schedule to enjoy prioritizing herself or to have that me time?
Okay. For that, I'll talk about SWOT analysis here. Know yourself. Know your strengths, your weakness, opportunities, and threats.
Okay.
So I will say we should take two here, which is this, your strengths and your opportunity. What are the things that you will do that will strengthen you, like I have earlier mentioned? So these are the things you should focus yourself in. How do you plan your day? What are the things that you do that gives you energy, that makes you to have joy and satisfaction? These are the things you should concentrate on. Then we talk about your opportunities. What are the opportunities out there? The opportunities that will make you to improve on yourself. The opportunity that will create the room for you, despite your busy schedule, to still have fun for yourself as a woman, that will in turn bring satisfaction to you. So you go for those opportunities in your busy schedule. You can say, oh, once in a week, this and these are the things I will be doing. I will be joining this conference. I will be holding this meeting that is going to take place. I will be attending this meeting. So by so doing, you are creating time for yourself. You are fulfilling your work as a woman. Despite your busy schedule, you also be able to cope all through. I mean, you make sure that both sides, no one suffers. You are able to give out that which is required of you to give out, and at the same time, you are able to satisfy yourself as a woman. by knowing your strengths and your
Thank you, Dorcas. We're pressed for time. All right, Favor, what's your parting statement now or parting sentence to our men who are watching this program, who have women who work from dawn to dusk without taking rest? What's their involvement in all of this? Because they must be involved.
Yes, they have to be involved.
It's just one sentence, please.
Our men, please encourage your women. Make them happy.
Okay.
A happy woman will prolong your life and make your children healthy children too.
Okay, Dorcas, what's yours?
The men should try as much as possible to support the women. Money is not everything. Ways of encouragement, good ways. Support them, greeting them, acknowledging their strength, acknowledging their efforts, praising them in whatever thing they are doing to ensure that the family is moving and healthy. When you give her, when you appreciate somebody, you are able to make her to do more for the family.
All right, thank you so much, Dorcas, for finding time to be with us on the program, despite all of that you told me earlier on. Don't worry, you'll be fine, okay? So get well as soon as you can. We'll miss you on the show. And Favor, thank you so much, too, for finding time to join us. We'll see you again very soon. Woman, prioritize yourself. Learn to breathe. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Ugeni Madonna, in Mazedion, Orebo, Obesni Agbe, Manazo, or Ugeni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you ordain title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various homes of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best. This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
It is my delight to have you on the program News Review this lovely Sunday again. And my name is Lebra Iviogba. Thanking you so much for joining us on the program. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu John Wikonda Review called on the World Bank to deepen the partnership with Nigeria by accelerating financing, streamlined processes, risk management, knowledge transfer, and capacity building to fast-track inclusive growth and prosperity. President Tinubu made the call at the State House Abuja while receiving a high-power World Bank delegation.
The World Bank's delegation was led to the presidential villa by its Managing Director of Operations, Anna Bayade. Addressing his guests, President Tinubu says his administration was firmly committed to sustaining its economic reforms and would not reverse course despite the initial pains of adjustment. He described Nigeria as the heart of the African continent, stressing that the scale of the country's population and resources made reform not just desirable but inevitable. The president stressed that while the subsidy removal and the unification of exchange rate initially triggered inflation, it has since reduced significantly and the naira has stabilized, improving investor confidence and ease of doing business. President Tinubu stated that the reforms being implemented are anchored on transparency, accountability, and stable policies.
I give you the assurance that, well, since we've gone into this tunnel of reform, we have our hands on the plow and we're never going to look back. It is very clear that initially it was painful, difficult, but those who win are not those who give up along the way in a difficult time.
The president highlighted agricultural transformation as a priority of his administration. In her remark, Baada commended the Nigerian government for what she described as steady discipline and courageous reform leadership over the past 2 years. She says Nigeria had become a frequent reference point in her discussions with presidents, policymakers, and investors around the world. Earlier, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edum, described the engagement as a reflection of the shared commitment to deepening a partnership that had evolved into collaborative agenda for structural transformation and sustainable growth. From the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, Amikaro Atta, ITV News.
Still on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu reported during the Week-Onda review that the president pledged a stronger development partnership with Taraba State following the former entry of Governor Abu Kefas as his supporter into the All Progressives Congress. He stated this during the Week-Onda review general reception to formally receive Governor Kefas to the APC in Jalingo, Taraba State.
President Bola Tinubu was represented at Thursday's unveiling of the Nigerian National Halal Economic Strategy at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, by his Deputy Vice President Kashim Shettima. Speaking, he called for discipline, inclusive and measurable action for the strategy to deliver jobs and shared prosperity across the country. The Vice President outlined what he described as clear and measurable ambition set by strategy as he allays concerned by those linking the halal with religious affiliation. He pointed out that global halal economy had since outgrown parochial interpretation. The Vice President noted further that many advanced Western economies have since recognized the commercial and ethical appeal of the halal economy and have integrated it into their export and quality assurance system.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is unequivocally committed to repositioning the Nigerian economy. But the task ahead us as far as the halal economy is simple. Is to ensure alignment between policy and practice, between ambition and delivery. Government will play its coordinating role. The private sector must bring innovation and investment. Our development partners will find in Nigeria a serious and prepared counterpart. Because Nigeria must be an economy defined not only by volume, but by value, not only by growth, but by trust.
Speaking on the unveiling, Chairperson of the National Halal Strategy Committee and Minister of Trades, Industry and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Odowole, stressed that what the halal strategy has done for Nigeria is to position it among countries that export halal certified goods across the world. She assured that as chairperson, her ministry would deliver on the objective of the strategy for the prosperity of Nigeria. From the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, Amikaro Atta, ITV News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, during Week-Onda review, seek the support of the media to advocate for the timely passage of the Electoral Acts Amendment Bill before the National Assembly. The chairman of the commission, Professor Amopitan SAN, made the appeal on Wednesday last week during the quarterly interactive session with media executives at INEC headquarters in Abuja. The INEC chairman also urged the media to intensify public sensitization, especially encouraging residents of the Federal Capital Territory to collect their permanent voter cards ahead of the forthcoming area council elections.
The engagement marks the first in INEC's regular quarterly meeting with key stakeholders in 2026. Earlier sessions was with the civil society organization, followed by the meeting with media executive. The hall was filled with top media professionals, including the general manager of ITV and radio, Stephen Ojo. Speaking at the session, Professor Joash Amikwiton, SAN, expresses concern over delays in passage of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, describing it as critical to the success of the 2027 general elections. He appeals to the media to partner with the Commission in advocating for the bill's timely passage and in mobilizing eligible voters in the FCT to collect their PVCs ahead of the area council polls.
While the National Assembly is working currently on the amendments to the Electoral Act, the Commission has made its submission as required that the timetable and schedule of activities for 2027 general election has been finalized by the Commission. Having said that, we seek your support in urging the National Assembly to expedite action on the ongoing amendment of the Electoral Act.
Responding on behalf of the media executive, the president of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Yahaya Hassan, urges INEC to prioritize the training of journalists ahead of the 2027 general elections to enhance accurate and responsible electoral reporting.
To prioritize issues of training, new members can be acquainted with the new Electoral Act so that we can be strong advocates for a better election processes and election in Nigeria.
The Commission also hinted plans to review the voter register so as to remove the names of those that are deceased. From Abuja, Joseph Kadri, ITV News.
And back home in Edo State, we reported on a recon diary review that the governor of the state, Monday Okpebholo, charged leaders of the state, civil and public service to embrace discipline, teamwork, and measurable results, declaring that his administration is driven strictly by performance and accountability. The governor stated this during the opening of a 3-day orientation and strategic leadership retreat for top government functionaries, special advisors, permanent secretaries, and head of MDAs held at Udomi Town Hall in Eastern Central local government area of the state.
The retreat, themed High-Performing Public Service for Sustainable Development of Edo State, was declared open by Governor Monday Okpebholo. According to the governor, the retreat, the first of its kind since the inception of his administration, is aimed at strengthening governance and repositioning the state for effective service delivery. He said the initiative will also enhance collaboration across ministries, departments and agencies while deepening participants' understanding of governance processes. Governor Okpebholo warned political appointees against using public office for personal enrichment, stressing that service to the people must remain the guiding principle of leadership.
This training marks a fresh beginning in the way we run our administration. Therefore, a high level of discipline is expected, and your performance will be measured. Tangible results and excellence will now determine your status in the administration.
Secretary to the state government, Umar Musa Ikilo Esquire, explained that the philosophy behind the retreat is encapsulated in the slogan, Edo is building Edo, emphasizing that the state's transformation must be driven by Edo people. He also presented Project Shine, the official framework and strategic blueprint for Edo State's transformation. Head of Service Dr. Antonio Kumbowa expressed optimism that the retreat would strengthen leadership capacity and significantly improve service delivery across the state.
The right law in place, the right program in place, and then the project. So this cuts across all sectors of the Shine agenda. If you go to infrastructure, we find it there. Before the flyover came on board, there was a plan and there was a framework.
Participants at the retreat include commissioners, special advisors, permanent secretaries, and heads of ministries, departments, and agencies. The retreat marks a fresh beginning in the administration of Edo State with renewed emphasis on discipline, accountability, and performance monitoring. Kingsley Uchebu, ITV News.
Also in the week, we reported that the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, expressed confidence in the newly inaugurated closed-circuit television surveillance center on Third Mainland Bridge. saying it will help reduce crime and criminality in the area. Mr. Egbetukun, during an on-the-spot assessment of the newly installed infrastructure by the Federal Ministry of Works, said the installation of CCTV Center forms part of the ongoing efforts to deploy technology-driven policy and strengthening the security architecture of the command. Now moving on, the 37th monthly prayer of ITV and Radio held during week under review with advice to staff to remain dedicated and committed in their service. The guest preacher and senior pastor of Glorious Faith Church, Benin City, Reverend Mike Aluya, spoke on the topic, creating your identity.
The message delivered by Reverend Mike Aluya emphasized on the power of an individual to create own identity. He said the identity of a person determines the perception of people about that individual, and advised the staff of ITV and Radio on the importance of a positive identity.
The identity that you create now will not only speak for you when you are alive, it will continue speaking for you when you are dying.
Earlier in his speech, the Managing Director of Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, urged commitment on the part of staff as, according to him, ITV and Radio is repositioning for greater service delivery. Engineer Obaseki also appreciated some staff of the station who made meaningful contributions to the building of the new St. Gabriel Hall, venue of the prayer meeting, which will soon be inaugurated.
Just the way we prayed and contributed to making this hall in reality, let's pray the academy happen. Where we will now have an ITV academy, South people, other agencies around here will come here to learn.
Some Bible readings were taken by the Assistant General Manager, News and Current Affairs, Mr. Egosa Agbolaho. The preacher, Reverend Mike Aluya, offered prayers for management and staff, as well as for the progress of the station. In a vote of thanks, the Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Lady Selrina Ujomo, said it was pertinent to always commend the Chairman Emeritus for his foresight in establishing ITV and Radio.
Somebody gave us a platform, somebody also brought this vision to the Chairman and founder of ITV. We always remain grateful.
From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
And from ITV Abuja, we reported last week that the staff of the station have been urged to sustain teamwork, discipline, and total commitment in the discharge of their duties. The Managing Director of Independent Television and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, made the call on Saturday last week during the station's end-of-year party and award night held in Abuja. The well-attended event, which brought together staff and management, was a celebration of excellence, hard work, and dedication, with awards presented to deserving members of the organization.
These were staff of Independent Television and Radio on Saturday night at the 2025 end-of-year party and awards ceremony held in Abuja. The event was organized to reinforce the values of hard work, celebrate excellence, reward dedication and commitment, as well as provide an avenue for relaxation and bonding. The Managing Director of ITV and Radio, Engineer Elvis Obaseki, alongside his wife, Mrs. Ruth Obaseki, the Acting General Manager, Mr. Stephen Ojo, Manager News and Current Affairs, Mr. Ikaru Atta, and other members of the management team were present at the occasion. Before the awards presentation, Engineer Elvis Obaseki highlighted the significance of the awards night, stressing the need for staff to uphold team spirit, discipline, and dedication to duty in order to move the organization forward.
Please, my message to you this evening, bring dedication on the platform. Come with a lot of commitment. Come with loyalty to the brand and loyalty to ITV. I don't want you to be loyal to me. If you are loyal to the company and I am loyal to the company, we'll get the best for the company. If we bring all this on board, ITV will be where we all dream for it to be.
In their separate remarks, the Acting General Manager, Mr. Stephen Ojo, the NUG Chairperson, Comrade Grace Ike, and the Assistant General Manager, Radio, Mr. Ene Okon, commended the initiative, describing it as a morale-boosting platform that promotes unity and excellence among staff.
We are holding this second edition of our end-of-year party and award night. It's not a time for speech making. Tonight we are going to unwind. Please, let's feel free and make this night a memorable one.
I do not play with award. So if you're recognized for something, please do not play with it.
For the awardees, the reward for hard work is more work. So we expect to see more from you.
The highlight of the night was the presentation of awards to outstanding staff, with Tolu Lope Ogutmei of the Programs Department emerging as the highest awardee, carting home 3 awards, including the overall Best Staff Award.
ITV Staff of the Year. Our Staff of the Year 2025. Tolu Lope. Wow. But between Karo and Tolu, they were the 2 persons at the forefront. But Tolu won.
The ITV Staff Awards night also provided an opportunity for relaxation as staff and management engaged in dancing, eating, drinking, and other forms of entertainment. In Abuja, Ogani Victor, ITV News.
In case you're just joining us, the program is News Review. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, the program News Review will continue. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the program News Review. Now moving on. Edo State Police Command says it arrested 6 suspected members of the Eye confraternity, including an alleged kidnapping during an intelligence-led operation in Benin City. The command recorded notable operational successes across the Benin City metropolis within the past week, following sustained intelligence-led patrols, rapid response to distress calls, and proactive crime-fighting strategies under the leadership of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Monday Agboneka.
According to a statement by the Command Public Relations Officer, ASP Enoy Koyedem, crack officials of the Intelligence Rapid Response Team, acting on actionable intelligence on court-related activities, stormed Ibuje Hotel in the Eyan axis of Benin City on January 27, 2026. The Police Public Relations Officer in a statement added that the operation led to the arrest of the alleged kingpin Usifo Omojale alongside 5 other suspects. The command says the suspects confessed to being members of the Aye confraternity and are allegedly linked to kidnapping, extortion, and other violent crimes terrorizing residents. They will be charged to court as investigations continue to dismantle the criminal network. Meanwhile, operatives of the Eagle Crack Unit on 25th January 2026 arrested a 41-year-old suspect, Emmanuel Omorudion, after responding to reports of gunshots along Erediowa Street off Sapele Road. A double-barrel gun and a live cartridge were recovered from him. In a related development, operatives of the Ugbo Division on 23rd January 2026, in collaboration with the Edo State Security Network, foiled an armed robbery at Uwadia Street off Ogunweyin Community, leading to the arrest of 2 suspects with weapons and stolen items recovered. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Monday Agboneka, reassured residents of the command's commitment to intelligence-driven policing, adding that routine patrols will be sustained to maintain safety of lives and property across Edo State. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
Troops of the 4th Brigade Nigerian Army, John Wick Onda Review, arrested 13 suspected kidnappers and drug peddlers in Edo North Senatorial District during a clearance operation codenamed Operation Igbo Down 1. The operation, carried out in collaboration with the Nigerian Air Force, Edo State Police Command, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Edo State Security Corps, targeted suspected criminal hideouts in Osara community, Esako West local government area, as well as Auchi and Okbila communities.
According to a statement by the Assistant Director, Army Public Relations, Captain Kennedy Anyawu, the joint operation conducted on 4th of February 2026 led to the arrest of 8 suspects. They include 25-year-old Jamilu Mohammed, 33-year-old Kasim Abu, 31-year-old Brahimo Afiz, 36-year-old Suleiman Amiso, 25-year-old Lawan Umaru, 24-year-old Bawa Awal, 40-year-old Musa Umaru, and 50-year-old Amodu Atai. Items recovered includes an English-made pump-action gun, a locally fabricated pistol, 4 live cartridges, cutlasses, a POS machine, a Nikon camera, mobile phones, codeine syrup, Indian hemp, whaling scales, other illicit substances, and the sum of 87,550 naira in cash. In a related forest clearance operation at Aviele, 5 additional suspects, namely 37-year-old Isiaka Abubakar, 25-year-old Muhammad Abubakar, 24-year-old Yusuf Abubakar, 20-year-old Mohammed Samu, and 30-year-old Isiaka Ibrahim were apprehended. Recovered items also include 2 motorcycles, 2 mobile phones, and a power bank. All suspects and recovered items have been handed over to the Edo State Police Command for further investigation and prosecution. Commander of the 4th Brigade, Brigadier General Ahmed Balogun, commended the effective collaboration among the security agencies and warned that Edo State will no longer be a safe haven for kidnappers, terrorists, or other criminal elements. He reaffirmed the brigade's commitment to protecting lives and property. Jola Dilju, ITV News.
In the same vein, we reported that 8 suspected kidnappers and 5 pipeline vendors were arrested by Edo State Police Command during coordinated security operations in parts of Eastern West and Owa West local government areas of Edo State. The operations, which also led to the rescue of kidnapped victims, followed actionable intelligence, swift response, and coordinated bush combing exercise ordered by the Commissioner of Police, CP Mande Agbonika. The move is aimed at dismantling criminal networks and denying criminals safe haven.
According to the police, operatives of the Ekpoma Division on January 26, 2026, arrested 5 suspects in connection with the vandalism of a Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited NNPC pipeline at Uhiele Community, Ekpoma. An excavator allegedly used to damage the pipeline was recovered, while efforts are ongoing to apprehend other suspects who escaped from the scene and recover the vandalized pipes. In another operation, a coordinated bushcombing exercise carried out on January 28, 2026, across Idoha and Ewu Forest led to the arrest of 8 suspected kidnappers. Police say investigations are ongoing to uncover other members of the syndicate, as 3 tents believed to be kidnappers' camps were discovered. 5 mobile phones suspected to belong to the kidnapped victims were also recovered. Meanwhile, on January 29, 2026, a joint security team rescued a farmer and his 2 wives who were abducted from their farm at Egoro Amende Community, Ekpoma. The victims were rescued unhurt after intensive search operations across several forest locations in Esan West and Owan West local government areas, as the kidnappers reportedly fled on citing security operatives. The Edo State Police Command has reiterated its commitment to safeguarding lives, protecting critical infrastructure, and sustaining intelligence-driven operations across the state. Residents have also been urged to continue providing timely and credible information to support proactive policing. From Benin, Jola Diljo, ITV News.
From Delta State reporter John Wikonda Review that in continuation of efforts to protect Nigerian maritime waterways, in line with the directives of the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral E.D. Abbas, the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Delta, new commander, Commodore Tashu Muhammad, assumed command of a unit with a mandate to sustain the fight against illegal activities such as oil theft and to safeguard the integrity of the nation's maritime domain.
At a brief handing over ceremony held at the headquarters of the Nigerian Navy ship NNS Delta in Warri, The new commander, Commodore Shehu Tasiu Muhammad, said he will sustain the mandate given by the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, to protect the maritime waterways from all forms of illegal activities, particularly oil theft. Commodore Tasiu Muhammad added that he will continue from where his predecessor stopped and warned criminals operating within the maritime domain to desist from all acts of crime and criminality.
The CNS directive has not changed. The national objective has not changed. So I'm here to improve on what my predecessor has done, bring in new tactics, new ways of achieving things. Where I have discussed with him, he has given me some advice. He has told me the things he has done, and then from our discussion, we have charted a better way to achieve set objectives. There are other institutions, organizations that are also given some responsibilities of securing our national assets.
Commodore Tasiu Muhammad took over command from Commodore Abdulaziz Subir, who served the command for 1 year. The change of guard is a routine operational procedure of the Nigerian Navy. From Warri, Benga Ahmed, ITV News.
With that report, we call it a wrap on today's edition of the program News Review. Do not forget to keep a date to test next week Sunday. We shall be bringing you the program News Review again. I am Deborah Iviogbe. For now, see you next week. Do have a wonderful week ahead. Bye for now.